And so the story is told. Adventurers of wild space, wanderers, or drifters, they're sometimes called by those on the outside. Looking from a safe distance the expanse of wild space, they really know anything about the trials and tribulations of those who navigate the borders of the astral sea. From the safety of their taverns, large hearths, jovial music, and overflowing mugs of cheap ale, the bards all tell the tales. Can we really trust the source? We can't really know unless we've actually been there. So tonight, we plan to take you there to see for yourself what it's really like to adventure in wild space. The multicolored stars sparkle brightly through silvery mists of the astral sea. The beauty quickly fades to nothing but complete and utter darkness. Welcome to our story. Welcome to Spelljammer, Lost Divinity. Cleo. In an instant, you awaken with a large intake of breath and quickly sit up. You begin to cough as the harsh smoke-filled air fills your lungs, causing a slow flow of tears to roll down your cheeks. As you wipe the blurriness from your eyes, a feeling of panic fills your gut as you frantically look over the broken remains of the spelljamming vessel you were aboard. Splintered wood and piles of debris lay upon the ground as small fires crackle and pop around the crash site. Large trees and thick greenery surround you, and then you hear a rustling sound from nearby. You see a large piece of wooden rubble begin to move. Cleo, would you describe your character for us?
Yeah. Girl, about, I think I look about mid-20s, much older than that in reality, but that's the appearance that she gives off. And a pale gray skin, light blonde hair, violet eyes, soft, like pointed ears, little star freckles on her cheeks. Cleo's about 5 feet tall, pretty small person in general. I think at this moment she's looking a little confused, concerned. So she takes just a moment and like closes her eyes and sort of listens to the sounds going on around her and particularly tries to zone in on whatever is moving, while at the same time reaching for her short swords.
Okay. With the reaching, you can feel the sword, and you kind of pull it close to yourself as you look over to that moving piece of rubble upon the ground not too far from you. Zarin, with a huge amount of force, you push this massive piece of broken wood off of you and toss it to the side as you also hear fires crackling about. Would you describe your character for us?
I'm a very alien-looking woman. I have really dark gray, almost like turquoise-colored skin. She doesn't have hair. They're more like frills that go up to the back and kind of like jut out. She has dark red, dark maroon, like blood vessels, almost like markings throughout her skin that are like pulsing underneath the gray silver. She's wearing black and leather chainmail, and she also has a sword and a sickle on a chain at her side.
And Zarin gathers her weapons as well. you guys hear the crash of another piece of large debris. As bursting from it, you see Zalath. Zalath, will you describe your character for us, please?
Yeah, so you see standing there in currently some very scuffed chainmail armor, holding a kind of using a giant maul as like a walking stick, trying to like regain his balance. A Goliath that stands about 7'3" tall, completely bald, has different tattoos and scars across his face. Relatively very muscular and just stepping forward, just kind of like trying to gain his surroundings back.
One thing that Zalath and you notice as you're kind of looking around, as you can see, the Zarin is getting up from gathering materials. Cleo, confusedly looking around, you can see that the crash site has kind of gouged this area of trees out around you, and some of the trees have been broken, branches have been just scattered all over the ground. Wood splintered everywhere, crackling fires burn. You can hear there's water flowing nearby. It looks as if there's some sort of creek or small river to the right of you as you look off into this expanse. And then you look over and see, kind of crawling along the ground and getting ready to get up, is Rayla. Rayla, would you go ahead and introduce your character for us?
Yeah, so standing up and like emerging from the rubble, you see an elven woman who stands probably about like 5'8". She has this like sickly green complexion, and a massive cloud of black hair that almost has like a sheen to it, like an oil slick that runs almost to the ground. And as she like gets up and like rights herself, her hair keeps like moving, almost like little tentacles. And she's just like covered in elaborate, ornate jewelry, like head to toe. She has, her eyes are golden, but the scleras are black. And they just have like a very sleepy, bored look to them. And she's just wearing like very flowy and loose Grecian style like robes. But she'll just kind of dust herself off and like look down her nose at everybody that's around.
Excellent. And as you're taking in your surroundings, Cecil, you awaken still aboard the vessel. Would you describe your character for us?
Okay. Cecil is a plasmoid. He has generally a very translucent blue coloring. He's many different shades of blue. Under normal circumstances, he'd be wearing like a vest with some like poofy pants that tighten up at the ankles and like a captain's jacket around his shoulders. But in this scenario, he probably reverted to plasmoid form, and so he's just a blob on the ground, and his clothes are scattered everywhere.
Clothes are just laying all over the deck of the ship. There's a massive blobby puddle sitting there. I love it. Very good. But you all kind of come to at the same time, looking about this scene. I'm going to give you guys the opportunity right now, as you're seeing this wreckage laying all around, to have a moment to kind of roleplay here. So I'm going to back out and give you guys the opportunity as you guys come to.
Leo immediately runs over to Zalath and sort of tucks like half behind him and then sort of like pulls on his sleeve to get him to lean over so she can whisper in his ear.
I lean down.
We should find supplies in the ship if we can, and then maybe I'll scout around.
Sure, let's find Cecil because we don't know where he
Yes.
is yet.
Yes, he'll be hard to find though. We kind of.
Cecil.
What did you do to my ship?
She ducks the rest of the way behind to laugh at this point.
I didn't do anything. Cecil.
I'm talking to Cecil.
I'm like coming out of one of the cracks, and I'm still in my like little blob form, but I have little tendrils that are dragging all my clothes along with me.
What happened?
I couldn't tell you. I really don't know.
Do I believe him?
I could make an insight check.
Hell yeah! First row! I probably believe him.
You know, I captain ships all the time, really. So
10.
10. Yeah.
You know,
He looks. I mean, he looks extremely confused. I mean, he reverted to blob form, so it must have been something.
Must have been something. Right.
Well, is everybody okay?
I'm gonna take my humanoid shape now, but my clothes aren't on.
Zarin, this is
Yes.
something you won't do. Why did your ship crash?
I would love to find out.
I hope you
Can I-
will.
I'm gonna try and find the helm.
Okay.
I have a
You're trying to-
headache and I don't think it's from the crash.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
I don't want to use that dice.
And-
Different dice.
While she's doing that, I think Cleo's gonna like sneak around and try and get up somewhere high so she can survey the area.
Okay. Yeah. Cleo, unless you have something, the ship is rather broken. There is a spot where you could kind of get up onto the main deck, but it's going to take some climbing. So I would need an athletics check from you if you're going to do that, or unless you have some kind of materials or ability that would help make it easier for you.
Can I assist her by like giving her
Will you lift me?
a boost, like like kind of how she runs and then I like just like fling her.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
If you're gonna be flung up
action.
there, I'll make it an acrobatics check with advantage if you're being flung.
Excellent.
Up.
I'm much better at that than athletics.
That's 13 perception.
13 perception. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I wasn't sure if it was 11 or 17, but I'm pretty sure it's an 11.
So, you know exactly where to look for the helm. It's your ship, so you have an idea of where it is. This thing got like tossed during the wreck, and you actually find it a little bit away from the vessel. It's actually you had to pass by Rayla to find it. But you look and you move a couple pieces. You see like one of the ends of it sticking out. It's a very ornate-looking chair with some red velvet on it. No legs, and it seems intact as you move the rubble aside. It seems as if the helm is still intact and it wasn't damaged in any way during the crash. But it's sitting there, and you catch a glimmer of something that seems to be reflecting in another pile of rubble with a 13 perception check. Off to the side from where you're standing.
Check it out.
Cleo, how'd you do on your check?
23.
23. Oh, yeah. You can
I think
flare it up
this
if
is
you
not
want
the
to.
first time, and this is
Probably
like a
not.
full-on cheerleading mode where like Zlath holds his hands out, she
Yep.
steps up into him, and he just flips her up in the air.
Yeah, you get flipped up. You probably do a couple really cool somersaults or something in the air and
A
land.
little pirouette.
Oh, yeah. Land gracefully upon the deck. And if you want to take a look around from there, you can also make a perception check from above.
Yeah.
The trees are very tall here, so it's not really going to give you too much of advantage because it looks like it's a pretty dense forest. So it's just going to be a regular roll.
Yeah, Finding a
Right.
tall tree is the next move.
Yeah.
Michael, was there other people on the ship other than just us 5, or was it just us?
It was just you. There
Okay.
is no one else present.
I was just wondering if I
Mhm.
should be looking for survivors or something like
Uh,
that.
20.
So,
20. Okay. While we're waiting, as you're kind of looking around, is there anybody else that's doing anything or saying or talking or?
Could I want to like look at the ship and try to figure out like, did we hit something? Did something shoot at us? Like, can
Yeah.
I discern what the possible cause of this crash was?
We'll call that an investigation check.
and of course, I will just I will go up to anybody that's like rummaging through rubble, and if you need help, I can lift some things up. Just kind of so.
I say, help Rayla.
Sure, I will go over and
Figure it out.
help.
If you help, you can either make you can make a separate investigation check, or you can give Rayla advantage if you
I'll
like.
give her
don't-
advantage.
Okay.
I don't think I need it, but I will. That was a natural
Damn.
19.
Natural 19. Good.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Oh.
that's for investigation. That's a 21.
Investigation,
and
21.
as we're like going around and Zalath is there, I'll just like occasionally when we're like looking around, I'm like, pick that up, would you? Why don't you move that out of the way?
Sure.
I can't look if there's all of these rocks blocking my path.
That's very true. I pick up whatever she has me to pick up. Kind of
Excellent.
just like toss it.
Good boy.
You have a weird way of thinking. Okay.
I
Don't know
love
if I-
her.
don't know
I love
if
her so much.
So investigating the scene, you're having Zalath move all this stuff out of the way. You don't see anything that would give you the hunch that you were shot down or anything. It impacted or damaged the vessel.
Is there like a sign of an impact from inside, like something inside ruptured or exploded?
There is not. It looks as if this ship just came down and all the damage is from the outside of hitting these trees and then carving into the earth. Most of the damage came from the actual impact with the ground. You don't see anything that would be coming from the inside at all. But in all that investigation, you do see that there are a couple of like barrels that still have what would be the equivalent of some fresh water and food supplies that haven't been broken and damaged. So you guys are able to find a couple of those. If for some reason you were stranded and you needed those types of supplies, they are present. You also see that there are some simple weapons lying upon the ground, like short swords and daggers and things of that nature that were probably stored in the vessel and just kind of scattered all across the ground now.
I feel like Zalath is probably still like picking up a boulder that I asked him to move, and I'm like, I snap my fingers. What are you doing? There's food and water here. Pick this up.
Sorry. Sure. Right away. Go pick it up. You can see he's definitely like really like flustered and like confused. So he kind of like wanders over, picks it up. Where would you like me to take it?
Why don't you be a dear and take that to our captain?
Sure, right away. Kind of like starts walking back towards our captain.
Okay.
Rayla does not pick anything up. She's not a hard labor girly.
She would never.
She's got her ritual dagger. She does not need anything else. She will take note of where the weapons are and point it out to anybody who. She'll point it out to Zarin when they go back, but she's not picking up a damn thing. Not even a pebble.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
I'll pick up some hand axes that I lost in the crash. So just so I can restock on my hand axes. So.
And as you're sorting through those things, Zarin, is there anything that you wanted to do now that you have found the helm and also see something sparkling?
Yeah, I would probably go check out the sparkling thing. Let's be honest here.
Okay, as you move some of the rubble out of the way, you find what looks to be a mysterious golden ring. That looks like it could be worn on 2 fingers, like it's a double ring. And it has these like strange etchings in it.
Like a language?
Or
Or like magic?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. Let's hear. That's an 8 minus 1. 7.
Could be a language.
I'll pocket it for now. If it's like there's no gems or anything, it's just like a gold ring.
You want me to show you what it what it looks like?
Sure.
I will. I will in roll 20.
Show me. What is it? What is this thing I found?
Show to players. Show to everyone. Here's what you got.
Oh, I love
That's
these
not
rings.
ominous at all.
That's what
Oh,
that's what you're holding in your
shit.
hand.
It kind of reminds me of like Doctor Strange
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
rings that he uses yeah.
Yep. So that's what you
Okay.
have.
All right.
And you can I guess just add mysterious 2-finger ring to your inventory for now.
Yeah, I'll probably bring that over to my party to look at because, like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't read. I don't know.
And the helm, you would know, is a very valuable item as well. It's
Yeah, I would probably drag that over.
It's not super heavy. It's like the weight of an average chair, but it is
Okay.
kind of bulky, and somebody would have to carry it around.
Well, I'll at least drag it over to the rest of the party where Zalath has been like piling up supplies that he's found. So
Okay.
I'll also bring the helm over, and I will show the ring to the party in hopes that someone can read it
Okay.
Give me
if it's
that.
magic or yeah.
Give me
That's
that.
kind of what I thought. Yeah.
Give
Here
me
you go.
that.
Give me that.
I love
I had a
it.
feeling.
While this is taking
I
place,
could have read it too. You know?
oh yeah, Cecil, I was gonna chime in. So you're with this group.
She doesn't even look
Like-
at Cecil. She can't very well.
I'm sitting in the middle of everything, and I'm currently like still trying to like reposition my clothes correctly. But like I have my pants and my shoes on, so I'm sitting like crisscross on the ground, like trying to make my vest right. Because I feel like it's just not right for some reason.
Okay. Cecil looks like he's struggling with his clothing. We will chime in back up to Cleo, who is up top on the deck, looking around. Looking about, you don't really notice anything. You get an idea of the crash site. One thing that all of a sudden, as you're looking towards like the southern area off the side of the ship, you start to hear the faint sounds of cackling coming from all around you. Sound very distant at first, but it sounds like they're getting closer. Sounds of chattering teeth permeate the broken and smoky landscape as you catch sight of something starting to emerge from the tree line, from the wreckage.
Pull out my bow.
Okay.
Immediately. Heads up!
A creature of withering bulbous flesh covered with lumpy pus balls slowly steps into the clearing, its eyes void of anything other than violets and flexible tendril-like arms that point in your direction. In the palm of each of its hands, a mouth filled with its own set of gnashing teeth. As the creature's multiple mouths start to laugh with tormenting echoes, you hear the cackling of another behind you. You're surrounded. I want you all to roll initiative, please.
What?
Oh god, I'm so high up.
Not terrible.
Love being a spellcaster with a poopy doo-doo initiative modifier.
That's cool. That's
Yeah, I
cool.
got
Same.
that one.
I have a great initiative. I just rolled really bad.
Oh.
I think Cleo's like looking around like, Flap, why are you carrying things? There's stuff over there you gotta hit.
Immediately just drop it and take out and then like just bring back out my maul,
Cecil, get off the ground.
ready to swing.
Okay, I'm
Huh?
going.
Cecil, fix your fest. Hurry
Oh,
up.
it's fixed
Forget
now.
the vest,
It's
get
fixed.
off.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and kind of adjust you guys a little bit to where you guys had said that you were. So I'm gonna kind of just put you guys into some positioning here. I would say Cleo was up on the deck there. And
Oh God.
What's that?
what was that? I don't know what that was.
Jamie, what'd you hit? You hit something, Jamie. Sound like a Naruto song.
Losing it.
I forgot that all of my other numbers are also linked to things with my sound pad.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Sorry guys, I'm putting things out on the map so you guys can see exactly where it is, and then I'm going to
Fine.
move you to a new map. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to your first map. It might take a minute to load because there's a lot
All
going
the
on.
effects. The effects are so cool.
There's a lot.
Oh, this is so cool.
There's a lot going on it, so
Oh shit.
I hope it doesn't bog your computers down too much.
No.
It's telling me I need to turn on hardware acceleration.
But okay, so I need initiatives from everybody. Anybody have over a 20? How about a 15? Oh, really? How about over a 10?
13.
13!
All 13s?
On Friday the 13th.
On Friday the 13th?
Let's go!
So this is like an omen of like a TPK coming up right now?
So I got Cleo.
13.
Yeah, that's
No.
right. That's right. So I got. Oh, Cleo's no on 13.
No, I have a +4 to initiative, but I rolled a 7.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay. So Cecil. Who else had 13? Oh, the whole bottom row.
Yeah, the whole bottom
Yeah.
row.
Oh, nice. That's good. Cecil, Zalav, and Zarin are going to kick us off. And the way I'm going to do it with this campaign is if you roll the same initiative, you guys get to decide which order you go in. I'm just going to let you guys pick. All right. How about 5 and above?
9.
9 and a 7, right? So we got 9.
Yep.
Rayla and 7 for Cleo. So, as you guys are hearing this cackling laughter coming from these mouths all over this thing, some terrible, nasty-looking creature coming out. The 2 of them. There's one to the north and there's one to the south. The one to the south looks like it's relatively close and it's coming right from the shoreline of this river or creek. Zalath, Cecil, and Zarin, you guys are all 3 up first. So whoever would like to go may take the initiative.
Well, I'm just gonna, I guess, charge right at this guy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get into melee with him.
Okay.
He's gonna run up, giant maul, and he's gonna swing it right at its chest.
Okay. Make an attack roll for me, please.
That is a 16 plus 4. 20.
Oh, give me 1 second. I got to do
Okie
something
dokie.
first before you do that.
Sure.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw first.
Oh. Okay. Sure. Okay, so that's 13 plus 1, so 14.
14. You succeed. So it seems like this laughter, this echoing, cackling laughter, has some sort of inner magical effect upon you that you're able to fight through as you begin to charge this creature. Now you may proceed with your turn.
Yeah, so that was a 22 to hit. Sorry.
22 to hit. You hit. Roll damage.
Ooh, double 5, so 10 plus 4, 14 points of damage.
Okay, so describe this weapon you're using as you're
So
swinging this
yeah,
thing around.
I have a really, like I mentioned earlier, I have a really big maul that is just a giant hammer that has a really long shaft to it. And I just run up. It's got a whole bunch of different like runes and carvings into it, and just run up and I'm swinging right for like the chest of this creature.
Okay. And you slam it right into the chest, and you can feel like the squishiness of the impact, and a couple of those pus balls on its flesh kind of pop under the
Oh.
impact. It's pretty nasty and gross. Can you go repeat that damage for me?
I was 14.
14. Got it.
And I will just yell back at at all my friends and be careful. It seems like their laughter is trying to do something with my head. Just so everybody knows.
All right, you guys hear his laugh yelling that out, as it is now either Cecil or Zaren's turn.
Would you like to go first?
Yeah, I don't have anything then hit it. So I'm gonna take my longsword.
Okay, before
and
you
rush it.
do,
I'll have-
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw
Yeah.
for me.
14 plus 3.
You succeed. You fight the temptation to cower when you hear this cackling of laughter.
So I'm going to swing my sword at. Does it have a head?
It does. It's here. I'll zoom in on it so you guys can see. That's what it looks
Oh.
like.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and go for the throat.
Okay. Doesn't have much of one.
I know, well, in that
like it.
general area. That's 14 plus 5 to hit, so 19 to hit.
That will hit. You can roll your damage.
Uh, 11 slashing damage, and I'm also going to do a divine smite because I've never done that before.
Oh, we're smiting already. Look at this.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's 2d8. That's an additional 10 radiant damage.
Wow, an additional 10. You hear this gurgling snarl coming from it
Is this a
as you.
fiend? Undead?
It is a fiend. Does it
Oh, it
affect?
takes an extra d8!
Okay. From the divine smite.
Yeah, from the divine smite. If it's a
Go
fiend or
for it.
undead, it takes an extra d8.
Excellent. Good to know. Yep.
Another 8.
Another 8. Wow, this thing, you come with your longsword and slash across it. It starts to screech, and as like this yellowish liquid just starts to pour out of the wound, as its laughter begins to get louder, almost as the impact takes place. It stumbles back, and it looks like it's holding its one arm down on the ground. It's holding itself together.
That's my turn.
All right, Cecil, I'd like you to make
I
a
feel like
wisdom saving throw for me.
That's an 18 plus 4.
Oh, you
22.
succeed. You succeed. You fight the temptation to run away from this creature.
I'm just gonna yell over to Zalath. Hey, see, you gotta be careful. These things are kind of scary.
That's
And
not bud.
I want to open up my book. I have a leather bound, like journal thing. It has like tentacles etched into the leather, and there are actual tentacles coming out of the pages of the book. I'm gonna whisper into the book, and I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Nice.
That's my action.
Excellent.
So one of the tentacles in my book disappears, and I rolled that onto my keyboard somehow. That's a 16 plus 6, so 22 to hit.
Absolutely. You impact the creature. Which one were you firing at? The one Zalath was encountering, or the other one?
Yeah.
Zalath's? Okay.
Zalath's.
All right, you got it.
So the tentacle in my book disappears, and a little black void appears behind that little monster, and a tentacle whips out and hits the creature for 1d10. So that's 9 points of damage,
9 points of damage. Nice.
and then it's pulled 10 feet. Where's the feature? Oh, I have it. It's 10 feet away from my direction. So push
Okay,
back.
so it gets pushed back. So it gets pushed back 10
Yes.
feet away from Zalath and in... Yeah. So Zalath, you see this tentacle kind of reach out, smack from behind the creature and grab the creature and yank it back across the ground.
And then
That's mine.
why can't you share? We gotta share friendship, right? I'm gonna flip the page in my book, and as a bonus action, kind of like swipe across the page, and another tentacle will disappear, and a big slime-looking tentacle appears right next to that creature, using my tentacles of the deep.
Okay.
And I can make a spell attack, which is a 19 plus 6.
That hits.
And it does something.
It does something.
1d8 cold damage. So 2 cold damage.
2 cold damage. As this thing gets hit by the cold, even though it was only a small amount, you get the hunch that you didn't quite do as much as you thought it would.
Okay. That tentacle will stay there.
Okay, tentacles just hanging out there right next to the creature.
Yes.
Okay.
That's my turn.
All right, as we go off from Cecil's turn, Rayla, it's your turn.
Wow, I really didn't think I was gonna be up next. Okay. So like, which of these? I don't know if I can tell, but can I tell like which one is looking more jacked up? I feel like it's the one by Zarin.
To be honest, they're pretty equal in how gross they look.
Equal?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know Zarin. I don't know all these other people. So I will go over. Oh, do I need to roll? Do I need to roll something? Do I
Yes,
need to
make a
roll
wisdom
thing?
saving throw in the beginning of your turn. Yeah.
That's a 4.
Oh, that's a 4.
Yeah.
All
Oh, no.
right, all right.
That's a 4. I have a +0.
So you are just stricken by this terrible fear. You are frightened of this creature for 1 minute, and while you are frightened in this way, you are restrained.
That means I can't take actions or reactions, right?
It means that you have disadvantage on pretty much everything, and you cannot move. Restrained creature's speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. And the creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
So-
I feel like she's not necessarily scared. She's more just like disgusted.
I agree. I think that would be perfect.
I think what I'm going to do. So I thought, okay, so I can still do an action. I just can't move, and if I attack with an attack roll, it's disadvantage. So I think I'm going to look at this one that's near Zarin, like this one.
Down below.
Oh lord, yeah. Oh god, my computer's really struggling with this map. And
Mine is too, to be honest.
like she's just like sneers at it, and then like her eyes go completely black, and like these like echoing whispers like kind of just like pour out of her mouth, and then in like the space immediately around this creature, these like octopus like eyes like with those creepy W-shaped pupils begin to like open up around it, and it starts hearing all of these whispers, and I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Dissonant whispers at it.
So it has to
Okay.
make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Got it. It's a 12.
What is my... Oh, my DC's a 14. Okay. So he's gonna take some damage. He's gonna take 5, 6, 7. He takes 8 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Well, here's what I'm gonna do. Go ahead and describe how this thing dies. Because your 8 points of damage is enough to kill it.
Oh my god, okay. So it like hears these whispers, and it sees all these eyes open up around it. And she'll just like, she's just like, how do I don't know. You're not the only one with Eldritch speech. Now be quiet. And it just dies. It just dies.
And all of its chattering mouths that were echoing with this laughter just goes silent, and it flops onto the ground, and you see it starts to kind of melt away into this black ichor upon the ground.
I look over my shoulder at Rayla, and I'm just like, well done.
I know. So now here's the thing. So I can't, like, my speed is 0.
Mm-hmm.
But what if I do something that moves me that's not movement? Like, what if I, like...
Well,
what if I...
it says in Restrained that you can't have any benefit to your speed. Like, there can't be any benefit... It can't benefit from
like,
any
magically
bonus to its
teleport?
speed. I would say you could do that. Sure.
Okay, so then, after Zarin looks at her and says that, and then she's like, I know, she just, like,
No.
this, like, black corona appears around her, and she just vanishes, and I'm going to use Starlight Step, which is one of my racial abilities. And I
Nice.
can teleport up to 30 feet away to an unoccupied space, so I'm going to go away from everything that's happening over here.
Okay.
And I appear, you know what, I'm going to appear next to Zarin.
Okay. Sure.
I just am, like, right next to her. This, like, cloud of, like prehensile, like, hair, tentacles, and tendrils just appears next to her.
Fantastic.
Okay, that's
I
my
love
turn.
it. That's your turn. Excellent. It does say at the end of each of the frightened creature's turns, because that happened at the beginning of your turn. So it's the end of your turn. You can remake that saving throw.
That's 5.
Okay, yeah, so technically you're still hearing this cackling laughter. So even though you killed that creature, you're still kind of frightened of the situation. So you're still kind of in that restrained mode.
That's my turn.
Cleo, you're next.
There aren't any within sight right now.
There's one up at the top.
Okay.
You look,
All right.
there's a massive tentacle kind of like floating beside it.
How close to death does it seem, and are there more around?
To be honest, you're not really sure because the thing looks grotesque in the beginning. It looks like a lot of its pus balls on its chest have been demolished by Zalath, and it has this little piece of frost like on its shoulder.
Do I feel like getting further away from it would benefit me as far as this, like, wisdom save situation?
Well, the good thing about your situation is you are not in a radius of the current live creatures, and it was the start of your turn. So you don't have to make the wisdom save that they did, because they destroyed the one that was causing all the ruckus. Thank your friends.
Yeah, I mean, I will. Once I'm close enough that I don't have to shout at them, I will. I think Cleo is going to activate her Radiant Soul.
Okay.
Ability. So you see ribbons of, like, starlight and sort of nebula sort of wrap around her and form wings made out of constellation, like stars and lines filled with, like, a nebula sort of vibe.
Oh, beautiful.
And she full magical girl transformation complete with ballerina activities.
Got you.
Lifts up into the air, and I think I'm going to fly a little.
I think it's like an anime style background too when this happens.
For
you know,
sure.
like, and it like zooms in and there's like this cool animation thing that happens.
Yeah, she's full magical girl effects, for sure. And I think she's gonna fly about 30 feet up in the air because I've got my bow, so I have a range of 150 feet. So I think
Wow.
we're gonna just go straight up. I can't attack yet because that's an action, but I will
Okay.
definitely be getting ready to.
Okay. So does that end your turn? You're flying up?
Yep.
All right.
She's going 30 feet up in the air and just training her bow on the creature.
Amazing. Great. So finally, the creatures get to go. As they rolled terrible in their initiative. This one that's down at the bottom is going to, or excuse me, at the top is going to approach Zalath. Does the tentacle do anything if the creature moves?
All right. No, it's like a spiritual weapon, so it just kind of stays there.
So
It's a class feature.
So this creature kind of just stumbles back towards Zalath after being drug away and just takes its arm with these teeth and just lashes out towards you. And you can see the teeth are kind of chattering as it's coming right at you. It's going to try to make a bite attack against you, Zalath. And that is a natural 1. So it hits your armor and you can hear like the clanking of the teeth against your armor. It's like tick, 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 off the metal. And you just stand there looking at this creature with its spewing liquid out of its chest right now.
Its movement was also reduced by 10 feet. But I feel like that doesn't matter. I just forgot to say it.
Yeah, it would still have enough to get to where Zalath was. But there also is another one that creeps out of the foliage over here to the left of you guys. And as its chattering begins, it's going to start moving its way over towards... let's see, its movement is not very good.
Where is it?
I'm going to shift ping you guys up here.
Oh, it's like in the darkness. Okay.
Yeah, it kind of crept out of the darkness over there. And it's going to start heading in Cecil's direction. And it's going to have to dash. And it's going to get right up next to good old Cecil. As its tendril, like it's almost like it doesn't have any bones or elbows. Its tendril arms are just just moving all around in different directions. And you can see those chattering teeth upon its palms as it's looking right in your plasmoid face.
Leo just yells, "No!" really loud. Stay away!
I need help! See, I need help!
And that's the end of the first round of combat, which brings us to round 2. And it's the top, back to the top. We've got either Cecil, Zalath, and Zarin. You guys can decide.
Well, hearing Cecil yell for my help, I'm going to react. I am going to, as this thing is like trying to gnaw at my chest, my armor on my chest, I'm going to bring the hilt of my maul down and then swing at him.
Okay.
So, 11 plus 6, so 17.
That hits.
All right, and then 2d6, 3 and a 4, so 11 points.
11 points.
Bludgeoning damage.
Go ahead and describe how you put this one down, Zalath.
So yeah, as I mentioned, his the thing of this thing's arm was still extended out, like gnawing at my armor. I just bring up my hammer, slam it down on its arm, and then backswing and just like knock it off its feet, probably like 5 feet away from me.
Absolutely. It slams into a pile of rubble and trees back there, and the laughter stops, and you can see it start to wither, and the black, it just starts to melt onto the ground.
Did I need to make a wisdom saving throw at the start of my turn?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask.
You did not, because on a successful save, the creature is immune to the crippling fear of all reticans for 24 hours.
Oh.
Perfect. Okay.
So if you succeed, you don't have to remake the check.
All right.
And then I am going to run up behind this thing. Going to action surge.
Oh,
Hey.
we're busting out all the fancy stuff here.
Well,
number 1 combat.
My friend asked for help, so as I run up, I slam my maul into the ground, and like the base of it goes into the ground a little bit, and I am just gonna go for a grapple against this thing and try and like hold it in place so it can't attack.
Okay, so
Cecil.
that's contested athletics, right? Correct? Yep.
Athletics or dexterity. Yes.
Both the same for these guys. So
Ooh, not super great.
Not terrible. 14.
Mine's a 15.
Oh, you just got it.
1 point higher. Holy crap. 9 plus 6. Whew.
So you're trying to avoid all these like mouths and nasty pus balls and stuff, and you just grab them and just got him in almost a half headlock right now.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I'm basically bear hugging this guy. So hopefully, like they can't move.
Cecil, Zalath, you see Zalath just running across the ground and just goes, just grabs a hold of this bear hugging this nasty creature.
Yeah. Holding it there.
All
Good
right.
job. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Bloody hell.
And that's Zara.
It's really gross, though.
It is really nasty.
It looks like it, honestly.
Well, I have to clean my armor really well.
Zarin and Cecil, whoever would like to go next.
Well, I did hear Cecil crying, so I will literally just curse under my breath and take off running towards him.
You leave Rayla's side, who seemingly looks absolutely disgusted by these things.
Yeah, she can stay there. It's fine. It's fine. She's got this. You can probably look at the ring. I think I can get up to there with 30.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a swing.
All right.
Okay, so 16 plus. Five. 21 to hit.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a hit. You can roll your damage.
13 damage.
Oh, and technically, because I don't think does grappled give you advantage. I think it's just restrained.
It's just,
No,
Yeah, I don't think
Just
that
makes their
drops
movement
is-
0.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, roll your
13 damage and
13 damage.
yeah, I will hit with another divine smite.
Oh, nice.
That is 16 radiant damage.
16 radiant. Did you add the D8 for fiend?
Yeah, that was with the I rolled a 2 for one of them, so.
Nice. Describe to us what it looks like when you divine smite. I'm curious.
That's a good question. I haven't really thought about it yet. Mainly because I haven't really settled on what the path is going to be. I have a good idea
Okay.
of what it will be, but I'm like torn between two.
Okay. So if it was just like a flash of color or flash of magic or light, what kind of color or flash? Or...
It would honestly probably come like with the stereotypical flash of her blood red eyes, and it kind of like flashes outward, like
Awesome.
like a blood red.
Is super cool because Zalath and Cecil are going to have front row seats to that, bear witness to that as you slash into this creature. You guys are sprayed with this nasty ichor and liquid from the creature as Zarin just slices right into it with a red flash of energy. It is still up.
You're scary.
Wait, what happened to the other one that was up there?
It's
Oh,
dead.
absolutely.
Okay.
Zalath took it out. Cecil, I think
Cecil,
that's
are
all
you gonna do
Zarin.
anything?
See, I think Cecil, you're up.
I hit the other one. Look, my tentacle's over there.
The ship was in the way. I didn't see any of that.
Fine, I'll try to do it this time, so you can see it. I'm gonna try to back up 5 feet, and then I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
I think a creature can still take an attack of opportunity against you if they're grappled. It is going to take an attack against you
That's
as
fine.
you try to move out of the way.
That's fine. It'll probably hit me.
Cecil, no!
That's a 16 hit.
Wait, Wait.
Yeah.
Silvery barbs. I'm casting silvery barbs with my
Silvery
reaction.
Love that
barbs.
spell.
Oh, what does that do?
That's a great
Does that give
So
disadvantage?
I magically distract the triggering creature and turn its uncertainty into encouragement. So the triggering creature has to re-roll at the d20 and use the lower one.
Okay.
And then I choose a different creature and give them advantage.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
that is
it's a net.
awesome.
Good spell.
So good.
Got to
Wait,
roll.
Actually,
Oh,
can I see them? That's the one thing. Can I see them?
let me see.
They're 30 feet away, but I don't know if I have. 'cause
Yeah,
the
I would.
The ship is.
I would say yes. You have line of sight, so I'm
Okay.
gonna let that happen. You're. It's like right on the edge of your line of sight, but you can see it.
Yeah, they're in the like rubbly part, so
They're
it's
in
not
the
like a
rubbly
big
part.
wall in front of you.
Yeah. So yeah, and I re-rolled, and I rolled a 5, which would make it a 9.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
it doesn't hit
It does-
so as it's like biting out at him, like her eyes just like flash with like orange light, and she says, "A mouth that blasphemes is a mouth that shouldn't be used at all." And then she looks at Cecil and says, "Be good and take care of that one for me." And you get advantage now.
Oh, look at that advantage. Is that advantage specifically for an attack roll, or?
It gets advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw it makes within 1 minute.
Oh, look
Okay,
at that.
all right.
Within 1 minute, so you
Very
get to
good
keep it for
I
a
rolled
minute.
the same number twice, but that's still an 18 to hit with an Eldritch Blast.
Okay, absolutely. You do hit.
So I like turn around and I look at her, like talking to me, and I like give her like heart eyes with my slime, and then I just like slide my hand across the book, and the tentacle appears behind it, 10 feet, whips out and smacks it for 1 point of damage. Pulls it 10 feet away from me. And that puts it just in range for my tentacle as my bonus action to slide on over. I think it was, yeah, here. And give it a little schmack. So that's going to be, oh gosh, a 7 plus 6 is 13.
13 hits.
Wonderful. For 1 point of cold damage.
1 point of cold damage.
Nice.
But its movement is reduced by 10.
Minus 10 movement. Got it.
Very impressive, Cecil.
2 points. 2 points of damage. It was pretty flashy. Honestly.
It looked cool, okay? It didn't do a lot, but it looked cool.
Yeah, but she saw me use my tentacles for the first time, so yeah, that's like a good... Did you hear what she said to me? Oh man. Oh jeez.
Cleo from 30 feet up above the deck is
Like-
seeing all of this bird's eye view.
Cleo is turning bright red from all of this conversation. She's like, oh no. I've read this story before.
That brings us to Rayla. Rayla's next with Cleo on deck.
Okay, so I can't move, right?
You're still
Because I'm
restrained. Yes.
So I don't know if I can now. Can I still see this thing?
Now it is out of your line of sight because of the tentacle that pulled it out from
Yeah.
kind of behind the ship.
Okay, that's fine.
Good job, Cecil.
Oh, great.
Totally fine. I'm going to use a bonus action to convert a sorcery point. It's a font of magic. You can use your sorcery points to gain additional spell slots or sacrifice spell slots to gain points. So
Oh yeah.
I only have first level, so if I just do 1 point, then that's 1.
Doesn't
Yeah,
it cost?
I
Does
believe
it?
so.
Is it 1 to
2
1
points-
or is it doubled?
It's 2 points for a first level spell. So I use both
Yeah,
of my sorcery
yeah.
points. I get back.
Get back at first level. Yeah, you can do that.
Sorry,
Mhm.
this is all very new to me.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And what else can I do? Ugh, yeah, you know, I cast Mage Hand.
Nice.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
I get the Mage Hand.
Yes.
Because I might need it.
Okay.
I might need it. And it's not a hand, it's literally just a tendril of her hair that is now gonna be a mage hand.
I love
And
it.
it's there with me. It's my turn. Wait, I can roll again. I got it this time, you guys.
Yep. Yeah, you can roll it.
That's a 3.
Rayla just doesn't doesn't want to go
She's like,
anywhere near these
she's
things.
like,
She's like, that's no, you guys got this.
You deal with that.
Yeah.
Problem.
Oh gosh.
That's my turn.
That's her So Cleo, you're up.
Yeah, I will pull an arrow and shoot. You see that, like, the little sparkly starlight that's from her wings sort of reaches through the bow and imbues it with some magical energy as well as she shoots.
Okay.
That is math 23 to hit.
Absolutely.
3, 7, 8, 9 damage.
9 points of damage.
Yes.
All right, describe for us how you take this thing out.
I think it's just quick and clean. There's a shot right through one of the critical eyes, and you see like starlight sort of, and blast it out.
And as that starlight kind of sparkles from the impact, you see the creature just start to melt and wither and become a kind of black puddle of ichor upon the ground. And it is no more. And now, you're not so grossed out anymore, Rayla, as you feel this effect is lifted. And you guys are out of initiative order.
My tentacle is going to keep smacking the ichor until it goes away.
Like splashing in the
It's splashing in the ichor. Gross.
Yeah.
I immediately just pick up my maul from the ground, or like unwedge it from the ground, and like walk away from that so I don't get more stuff on my armor.
I'll fly down to Zalaf first. Did you get hit? Are you hurt?
I did not. I did not get hurt at all. Thank you, though.
Cleo, that was really cool. Honestly, I think you had the coolest moment in this whole thing.
I think we all did pretty well.
Well, it was a laugh, as always.
Teamwork.
You know. Yeah.
So what do we? What's the plan? What are we doing here?
Oh, I'm gonna fly back up and take a look around, I think.
Okay.
I'll get a better view.
Good idea.
How high can you fly?
30 feet per round
30
for a
per
minute.
round. Now, these trees here on this world planet that you landed on are enormous.
Well, I guess 60 feet if I dash. I get 30 feet flying.
Okay.
So.
I mean, imagine trees on Earth and multiply it by 3, and you get the size of the trees that are here.
Kind of like a redwood forest kind of thing.
Kind of like a
that
redwood
size-
forest type thing, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like they look, like you feel like you're all miniature walking through this forest of trees.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to shoot up as high as I can real quick, see what I can see, and then I'll shoot back down.
Okay. Go ahead and make... so we'll say that this will last long enough you can get up there above the tree line if you'd like to. And go ahead and you can make a perception check from up above. I'll give you advantage since you're kind of above the trees now.
Wow, she can fly so high. See, you have to be prepared to catch her if she falls.
20.
Don't worry, I think she can handle herself, but I'll be here just in case.
He just holds his arms out.
Very good. There is a you're in a vast jungle-like forest. It looks like the landscape is relatively flat, but it does look like there are some ridges and hillsides that are encompassing this jungle. You can see from your vantage point exactly where the ship came down and in what direction. You can see this gouge taken out of the ground as it kind of plowed through the earth and got rid of it. Even the size of these trees, like the spot where it hit kind of broke them and just knocked it down into next to this river. You can see this river kind of leads off into a space where it looks like eventually the trees thin out, but it's very far away. It could take hours to trudge through the jungle. But from all things that you're kind of familiar with when you're talking about civilizations and where people generally want to be is near a water source. So there's that.
So look up and see if I can get an idea of the star patterns just to keep that information for later to know maybe where we are, in the astral sea or wild space, I guess, around the astral.
Yeah, you can get a kind of a bead on where you're at, but as far as like familiarity to the like planet you're on right now, you have no clue. Like,
Yeah, just enough that I can like write it down and like show
Mhm.
it to someone who might have a better idea of what it
Absolutely, yeah, you could do that. Mhm.
means. And I'll shoot back down.
Okay. The rest of you on the ground, what would you like to do while Cleo? Oh, wait to catch her.
I forgot this. I do find 10 gold on the ground.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
I
Yeah.
find 10 gold. I'm like, I should be.
I'll land in Cecil's arms if he's holding them out, just to like make it feel better.
Okay. There you go.
Can
Oh, good.
Can
I was so worried about you.
What was that?
Like this, the ring. Can I like
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah, what you wanna-
like can I discern what language? Well, no, wait. She already tried to do that. No, that's literally what I would do. Can I figure out if there's like what the language is?
I'll just
I don't
I'll have you make an Arcana check for me.
I don't trust this dice anymore. I need a different one. It's been betraying me. Okay. That's a 19.
19. This isn't a
Hell yeah.
language at all. This
It's
is
like magic runes.
this is arcane runes. Yes.
I couldn't read it.
It's because it can't be read. They're
Oh.
arcane runes.
Oh, that makes more sense.
It's
Wait,
all right. I
runes?
wouldn't
Can I
expect
see
you
it?
to understand.
Not my thing.
Can I see the runes?
You see with your eyes. Why are you
Okay.
holding out your hand to me?
I look down at the ring. Since my family was they studied runes. Do I? I'm terrible at arcanes. I'm just if anything, just like what I would understand normally.
I have
So
proficiency in Arcana.
I'm terrible at it though.
I mean, you've seen from the basis of what your family has been used to. You've seen arcane runes, so when you hear somebody say these are arcane runes, you probably you could agree. What to decipher anything more, you'd have to spend longer time with it probably, or figure out. Just studied a little bit longer.
Yeah, those are indeed arcane runes. I don't know what they say though.
Thank you for your contribution.
Yeah, no problem.
And if you don't mind, and I'm putting it on.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the smartest idea, but does anybody know where we are? Like what planet or anything like that? Like where are we?
We're in a wreckage.
I wrote down the
Yes.
the stars I saw.
You've
Okay.
got some coordinates
I'll
when it
just
comes
hold
to
it
stars and
over.
wild space.
Well, thank you.
But as far as like planet-wise, you guys have no idea where you are.
I am decent at repairing things. I think this is out of my wheelhouse though, if I'm gonna be completely honest here.
I'm very good at repairing ships. Well, water ships. I don't know about like space ships, but can't be different. Can't be all that different.
Can't afford to lose this ship.
Well,
Everybody is contemplating the damage of the ship. Please make an insight check for me.
One of you needs to be able to fix this.
I got 19.
Okay.
You said a what?
Insight.
Insight.
Oh, I'm good at
14.
17.
that. 15.
Oh, all of you succeed in looking at the vessel. You all have that feeling like this could take months to repair. And even though Cecil is trying to present it as a very optimistic view of repairing the ship, he knows deep down inside this could take a very long time.
You don't have time for that.
I do have a background feature called I'll Patch It for being a shipwright. So I have a pretty good time repairing ships. I can restore a number of hit points to the hull of a water vehicle equal to 5 times my proficiency on fire. I don't know how that helps with a space vehicle, but just feel like I should throw it out there, you know?
I can
think the key word in there is water.
Yeah.
Hey, can't be all that different.
Leo, did you see any civilization around when you were up there?
She kind of like looks at Salath and Cecil for a second, like, oh, this is a stranger. I saw a river, and I think probably at the end of the river would be where people would gather.
Yeah, I think the best course of action would be trying to find some kind of civilization to get, I don't know, maybe help to repair or get a ship out of here or something.
That's both excellent ideas. Cleo honestly always knows what she's talking about when it comes to this, so I think we should just trust her and go in that direction.
She is very good with directions.
She's slowly sliding back behind Salath, like, oh no, this is too much attention. I need to hide.
I have a feeling by the time we get back, this ship is going to be scrapped. So let's gather what we can, most profitable things that we can gather, things that are still workable, and take it with us. Because I guarantee when we come back, I don't think we can salvage it.
Yeah, it's better we salvage it than someone else.
All right, I'm gonna be honest with all of you guys. This was all my fault. It's been weighing on my soul a lot. I've never really spelljammed before, so I'm a shipwright. So I fix ships, but I've never actually. So I thought it would be easy because they're always like, all you have to do is know how to cast a spell, and I was like, oh, I know how to cast a few spells, so I just did it. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
So you're saying you took up the helm?
Mm-hmm.
Without being able to drive it.
Well, I drove it.
Into
Just
the ground.
not as long as I was hoping I could drive it.
If you had just been honest, I could have stayed up. I didn't.
Well, I'm being honest now, and that should count for something.
Me behind, so.
I'm gonna start pulling Cecil behind Salath as well. Well, you need to hide.
It's okay, let's everybody calm down. What's done is done. Let's put it behind us.
Can I use telepathic speech to connect with Zaren's mind? And you just hear these like whispers in your mind, and we can speak with each other for 2 minutes.
Oh wow.
Zaren, do you want me to kill the slime?
No, we need him to carry shit.
Well, sinners should be punished, so just speak the word and I will carry this out for you if you wish.
No, you don't need to carry anything, dear. Just.
Oh, I won't be carrying anything. I meant carrying out his death.
Right. Not yet. I'll let you know if that changes. I go grab the helm and hand to Salath. I'm mad.
Sure, I'll carry this.
Salath, the spelljamming ham is like jammed into your chest.
A little aggressive, but sure. All you gotta do is ask.
Carry this, please.
Zaren,
Will
someone
do.
needs to carry the food and water, and I can't do it.
If we can put it into a bag, I can put it on my back.
I will try and go through the wreckage and see what I can find to help us carry things.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that you could hook together. There's like some nets and other things that you could kind of net the stuff together and kind of throw it over your shoulder and carry it that way.
That's what I'll do for the next hour, is like get enough space where we can haul things through the forest.
Okay.
I'm just standing there just holding this thing because I was given a thing to hold.
Salath, you don't have to do that if you don't want to.
No, it's no problem. I can carry things.
But you don't have to, I guess. Just because she told you to, you don't.
No, I know. It's just I'm being helpful.
Okay.
I have something that can totally help in this situation.
Yes?
Can warlocks ritual cast?
I
No?
think so.
I think you can.
I think as long as it's a ritual, I think you can.
I thought it was, but actually it doesn't say it is. I'm just going to use a spell slot. I'm going to summon an unseen servant, and he's going to carry all of, like, a little bit of food and water.
Well, there you go. That
Yeah,
solves the
perfect.
issue. Perfect. Yeah.
Nice.
How long
how
does
long
does
does
it
that
last?
1 hour.
1 hour. Okay.
That's better than I thought.
Okay. So are you going to forego finding materials to carry and just let the unseen servant do it, or are you going to find those materials anyway? I'd say it'd probably take you 15 minutes to find those materials.
I think Cecil is very irresponsible and is just going to let the unseen servant.
Okay. I'm trying to find the rule on magical items as being like, is it short rest or long rest that you have to spend time with something to know what it is?
Short rest?
I think it's short.
I think it's I think it's an hour.
An hour?
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna
think
be
it's an
short.
hour.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because no one in this group knows Identify, do they?
I don't think so. That's what I'm
Not
trying to-
yet.
Not
Awesome.
anymore.
I like that.
That's cool.
His with
so-
all the curses.
So it's a little mystery behind everything. I like that. I was trying to hide the titles of everything too, so you guys couldn't know what it was like right off the bat. So, all right. So you guys are the unseen servant is starting to. You can see the floating barrels as Cecil has an unseen companion that seems to be walking with you. What's the speed of an unseen servant? Is it just a base speed, same as 30 feet like yours, or?
15 feet.
So it's
Oh,
slow.
good.
Okay.
Good.
Yes, it's slower. You guys are going to have to like walk slower wherever you go for the next hour. Because if you walk your normal speed, but you're going through the jungle anyway, so it's going to be slow as it is. So either way.
Cleo, you good with taking the lead and keeping an eye out for us while we travel?
Yep. I'll slip on ahead, and I think Cleo is also keeping an eye out for any like supplies that she can also gather, like nuts and berries, and any like hunting that could be done here as well. She doesn't know what kind of creatures would be here that might be like safe to consume, so she's keeping an eye out.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. I want to double check and read one more thing to make sure I didn't miss anything before we move on. Did you guys want to take any of those short swords or daggers that were present? Okay.
I took some hand axes back, but that was
Okay.
it for
Gotcha.
me.
Yeah, I'll probably take a couple.
Okay, because there's probably about 6 short swords present and probably 3 daggers laying around the wreckage if anybody wanted to take them.
I'll take 2 daggers.
Okay.
I'll take a dagger. I'll take one
1 dagger? Okay.
dagger. Yeah, I prestidigitated to clean it though before I even touch it. And I use I recast Mage Hand, and I don't even pick it up with my hands. It's just the little like tentacle, like tendril of hair will pick it up, and it just like vanishes into her hair.
Nice. I love it.
And then that's the whole rest of this time she literally just sits and just like does not help. Just looks at the ring and is like studying it.
I see her cast the prestidigitation and like see that she cleaned up the dagger. I just kind of lean down to Cecil as I'm still holding this spelljamming helm. Do you think it'd be okay if I asked her to clean up my armor? It's kind of got like all this like stuff on it. It's kind of gross.
She doesn't seem very helpful.
Oh, she helped me so much, and
There's a river.
She looked
right
pretty
there if you
impressed
wanna
by
just
me.
Wash.
Yeah, but I don't really want to take the armor off.
I could ask her for
Go
you.
in
takes
with
a
the
lot of
armor
time.
on.
Yeah, but then I get all wet and I don't.
Okay.
I can ask her for you because she seems to have an affinity for me, and if I talk to her, maybe she'll say yes.
I don't know I don't know because you kind of confessed to not being as.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I think it'd be better if I just. I'll be right back. I'm gonna walk over to Rayla. Excuse me. I saw that you cleaned up that dagger. I was just curious if you could do the same thing to my armor, and I kind of just like move the helm so that way you can see what I'm talking about. Like, because I hugged one of those creatures, and I was just do you think you could clean up my my armor a little bit, please.
She like looks up at him, like just for a long time, just is like doing like the up and down, like looking at him. What would she say? Well, I suppose I should clean you up if you're going to be assisting me. It's only right that a temporary representative of myself looks their best. I
Thank
look
you.
forward to how you're expecting to pay tribute to me for this later. Gold is fine, my church accepts that. And she will cast prestidigitation and just like waves a hand and like will clean his armor, but you probably like, because you're still wearing it while she cleans it,
Yeah.
it like feels like there's like things like crawling over you, like insects
Ugh.
or like little like when a fish swims by you in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was an interesting feeling. All right. Well, thank you again.
Oh,
Let me know if you need anything else.
welcome.
If you need anything else carried.
Perhaps I could sit in the helm while you carry it.
I mean, I guess we could try that. Sure.
That fight was quite tiring, and I'm rather disgusted by what transpired.
Sure. Hop in.
Thank you.
I will put it up on my shoulder like this and then carry it like this. So it's like, there we go.
Ray looks very pleased. This is like the cat that like got like the cream. She's just like.
That's so good.
As I'm holding it like this, I look back over to the other two, and I just give them a thumbs up.
Cleo looks horrified.
I don't want to be a part of that, Cleo. So while you're leading us, I'm gonna follow you because I think I could really learn a lot from you. You're very graceful, and I'm not. So I think
I spend a
staying
lot
near
of
you.
time learning how to dance.
Really, I would love to. I've never danced before. I would love to learn.
I will show you. Although most of the dancing that I do is like solo dancing, but I can show you.
I can solo dance beside you.
And as these conversations are taking place, and Zalath has hoisted Rayla up onto his shoulder
so
in the
concerned.
spelljamming helm, all with following behind you, floating barrels of water and food, seemingly out of nowhere in the hands of the unseen servant. As you guys disappear into the jungle, that is where we're going to take our break for the evening.
All right.
Well done, everybody. You made it to the break.
We didn't TPK on the first fight. Yay!
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 I really didn't. I didn't think it would
Hell
take
yeah.
half of one episode to get party members to begin serving me, but here we are.
Here we are.
I'm a pushover. What can I say?
Well, we're going to take about a 7 to 10 minute break here as we're going to go get some drinks and take a quick stretch break. So we're going to be back here in just a little bit for the second half of tonight's episode. So stick with us to see how this adventure goes from here on out with Spelljammer Lost Divinity. So we'll see you in a few minutes.
Be happy.
welcome back, everybody, to Spelljammer Lost Divinity, right here at Proficiency Bonus. Once again, my name is Michael, your Dungeon Master, and my wonderful players have started this brand new adventure with me, so this is going to be a lot of fun. They've discovered they were part of a spelljamming shipwreck. Cecil had admitted to not being the best, or even a spelljammer at all. Too much of Zaren's chagrin. Now a wrecked ship. They took the helm after a brief encounter with some nasty-looking creatures of cackling mouths all over their bodies. They start to head into the jungle of this mysterious planet that they have crash-landed on. And that's where we're going to pick up for the second half. So, the way this is going to work is the travel is very slow and rigorous. I mean, it's hard to trek through this jungle because of just the massive foliage. But you guys are making your way.
Make it away.
There it is. Through the jungle. I would like for... Let's have Victoria roll a d6 for me, please.
Come on, Victoria, make it good.
2.
2. Okay.
It's not a 1. Oh lord.
After about an hour of travel, you guys hear this distant, very distant, but horrifying roar that echoes across the landscape. And this flock of birds seem to flutter from the trees high above you. And this creature, seems like the sound seems to be miles away. But whatever this was, it's terrifying and big.
Should I check up ahead?
That might be a good idea. Just be careful.
Yeah, I'll go with Cleo to go check too. I
Okay.
think that's a good idea.
We'll stay a little bit back, but don't go too far.
I'm gonna go up in the trees and I'll stealth so that I'm hopefully not seen by whatever it is and scout ahead.
Okay, so you're going to climb the trees?
Mhm.
All right, go ahead and make an athletics check for climbing for me. Cecil, are you going to?
Yes.
Okay, make an athletics check, Cecil.
Cecil, can you make yourself very small and then I can carry you?
I mean, I could, but I'd have to leave all my clothes.
Oh, that's okay. We'll not do that. I won't carry you unclothed.
Well, I mean, okay, fine.
There's a line. I think that crosses.
There's a line.
Well,
There's a line.
technically, I wouldn't be this shape. I would be a little
It
tiny
would be
puddle.
everywhere.
Well, my clothes would be on the ground, so and then I have to put them back on, and that's a lot of work.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Athletics. Can I just parkour instead? Or get
Parkour.
acrobatics? I'm so bad. Okay.
These trees are so tall. You would parkour yourself out of energy, basically doing this.
It's 11.
11.
Yeah, I have a -1 because I'm not strong.
mean-
You guys, I'm very stealthy, but not strong.
You're climbing it. It's just taking you a long time.
Oh,
I mean,
these
it's just
trees suck.
they're
I
very
rolled
tall.
I rolled a dirty 20.
Which one? Oh yeah. Cecil's actually making his way up the tree a little bit quicker.
Look at that.
That's
That's
it.
because he's goo.
When I see that Cleo is going really slow, I'm like, ugh, I wish she would just hurry up already.
That's very rude of you to say.
I look at Cecil and I'm like, I don't like her.
If she's going to scout ahead, then maybe she should do a good job of it.
I don't think she means what she's saying. I think
She does though. She does. I don't.
I think it
like
might be sarcasm. I think she's lying.
I don't think it is.
She was flirting with me earlier.
I think she's doing that to get you to do what she wants. I've read
Well-
that in the books.
It's working.
Read a lot this time. Okay.
Really, she's very good, just not very strong about like carrying, like climbing up things. But if she can jump, she's a lot better. Just give her a
Wait.
chance.
You're telling me if people are flirting with me, I shouldn't do what they say?
I'm not going to tell you. I'll lend you one of my books and you can make your own decision.
Oh, I would love that.
Okay.
I love reading.
Oh, okay. Just, they're a little spicy, that's all.
That's my favorite kind of food.
No, not foods. Okay. Well, you know what? We'll have a talk later about it. This may be not the time.
Hey, it's hard to climb these trees.
They're very dense.
You guys don't sound very stealthy up there.
Well, yeah, maybe yelling up to us is also not very stealthy.
Maybe you do it yourself, actually, and she's gonna climb down.
Okay, guys,
If you don't like how I'm doing it, then you can do it.
Okay, we're kind of like stuck on this planet, this unknown planet together. I think we need to work together and not like.
Trying to. They're being very rude.
I understand, but I know we didn't get off on the best foot. However, I thought we worked really well together in the fight, in the skirmish that we had. Just think that maybe keeping these comments are not necessary.
I just think everyone should listen to our graceful, lovely captain when she says that you should hurry up and be quiet.
I mean, guys, I'll take care of it. It doesn't bother me. I would say I have thick skin, but I don't actually have skin. But I can go. I can do this. All right, I got it.
That was
Cleo,
fun.
I'll give you a hug when I get down. Okay. That should make everything better, right? It'll be fine. It'll be okay.
While Cecil is making his way up the tree,
Make it
wait. Rayla, you have been resting since you've been being carried on a very comfortable chair. And you've been just staring at this ring the whole time on your hand. And eventually you start to put two and two together with the runes that you have kind of discovered. What you hold is a ring of spell storing.
Ooh.
And I updated it in the Roll20 so you guys can read what a ring of spell storing does. So that way you guys can actually see it. It does require attunement to be able to use it. The ring stores spells that are cast into it. I think this one holds up to 5 levels worth of spells at a time. And currently it has no spells within it. So it has 5 empty slots.
Very cool.
Yeah, so like I feel like after Cecil starts like climbing up or whatever, I'm like, oh, I figured it out.
Oh,
I'll
did
be
you? What
keeping
does it
this,
do?
Thank you.
What does it do?
I don't think someone like you could use it. You have to be
Oh,
of an arcane persuasion.
Oh, I'm not
Which
asking
I
you to use it.
am.
I was just curious what it was.
It stores spells that you cast into it.
Oh, cool.
I think this will come in handy.
Oh, it probably will. Yes.
In fact, I'm gonna start casting some spells into it.
Okay. What spell would you like
gonna-
to cast into it?
I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers into it.
Okay, what? That's a first level spell, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, so you go ahead and you can cast that into. As you cast it in, the runes begin to glow on the ring a little bit, and you can see that the spell is stored into the ring.
Cleo, I really don't actually know what I'm doing up here.
Alright, I'll come help you.
Make a perception check there, Cecil.
That is actually really good for Cecil. That's a 22.
22. All right, very good.
Yeah.
You do get above, like, you're in the higher part of the tree. I mean, this massive tree, but you're up there and you're looking around, and despite hearing that roar, it must have been going in the opposite direction of you, or you don't see anything moving. You don't see anything above the tree line. I mean, you don't see anything. Just trees.
I'm gonna sit up here on a branch and like kick my feet and wait for Cleo to get up to me.
Okay. Cleo eventually does get up to you.
Sit down next to him.
If they talk rudely to you again, I'm gonna lose it. I
She'll just like lean her head up against his shoulder and be like, "It's okay. I just I didn't like it."
I didn't like it. They can talk to me like that all they want. Honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. And Zalat, they shouldn't talk to you. You're very impressive, and
Oh, that's very sweet. They shouldn't talk to either of you like that either. I think.
well, I'm used to it. It's okay.
Well, you shouldn't be.
Oh, I did look around while I was
We
up
should
here, by
take
the
our
way.
time up here.
Okay, all right, sure. I did look, and I don't think anything is coming. So
Okay. I'll take a look as well and to look around.
Right. You can
See
make a
what she
perception check
sees.
as well if you'd like.
Just a reminder, I do have blind fight as well.
Blind sight, got it. Okay.
No, blind fighting. Sorry.
Blind fighting, okay.
What is blind fighting?
Yeah.
Blind sight within a range of 10 feet, and within that range, I can see anything that isn't behind total cover, even if you're blinded or in darkness. Moreover, you can see invisible creatures within that range, unless the creature successfully hides from you.
Oh yeah.
while we're
Um,
talking about it, I also have Devil's Sight, so I can see through magical and non-magical darkness up to 120 feet.
So what you're telling Michael is never bring any invisible people into the party.
I mean, only within 10 feet of me.
I mean, Michael, there is an alternative. You could just put him into the ethereal plane.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what DMs do. Got it.
20.
A 20?
Perception.
Same. I mean, whatever this was very far away, and it could have been moving in the opposite direction of you. It sounded large, but it was far away, and you're just not sure. You don't see anything.
Don't see anything either.
Oh, dang, shucks, really? Gosh. I
suppose
Right.
you should keep looking ahead.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not yelling at us again, you know? Pretty antsy people.
They do seem to be in quite a rush for something. We should hide, though. They don't see us, then they won't yell at us, maybe.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Cecil, you are getting a little worried. You know that your unseen servant only lasts an hour, and you're about at that point.
Oh,
So,
no.
if you don't recast Unseen Servant, the barrels are just going to fall to the ground.
Be pretty funny.
I'm just gonna let the barrels fall.
Okay.
I'm also gonna stealth, and I rolled a 15.
15? Okay. Stealthing in the tree, okay. What is
While
everybody's
we're down.
what is everybody's passive perceptions down
27
below?
stealth.
27.
Holy shit!
13.
13.
That's
So,
shit.
yo, you guys are hidden. They disappeared into the trees, and you just still waiting down below. All of a sudden, the barrels that were floating beside you just go onto the ground.
How irresponsible. What did you say your name was again? She'll say to Zalath as she's like sitting in this chair looking down at him.
My name is Zalath, or you can call me Z, whatever one works best for you all. But I do look forward to getting to know both of you more, since it seems like we're gonna be spending some time together on this planet.
Zalath, I feel the same way, and I
Oh,
am
good.
so ready to welcome you with open arms into everything about my lifestyle. Now, why don't you be a
Good,
deer?
good.
And she like puts her hands on either side of his head and like tilts his head up to him, and put me down for a second.
Sure, of course. And I'll set it down.
Thank you.
course.
And she will like raise a finger. Captain, a word.
You see that Zarin is like trying to like focus herself. She's like stabbed her longsword into the ground. She's kind of just got her head like on it, and she's just like breathing deeply, like trying to calm herself down. She looks up at Rayla, is like, "Sure, I'll follow you."
We'll like go off to the side like a little bit, not too far. Like we're still like in view of Zalath, probably. So, with the unfortunate events that just transpired of your ship being horribly destroyed, how do you propose we're going to leave this? I have places to be, and you are my ferryman, ferrywoman, ferry person, and I would greatly appreciate if we could leave this place immediately.
I promise you, Rayla, that feeling is mutual. I need to get out of here. I don't have a plan, but at the moment, the best thing I can think of is we find another ship and we take it. We can't just sit around. This is ridiculous.
Oh, piracy.
You have a better
Interesting.
plan?
No, in fact, I'm quite interested in this plan of yours.
Good. As long as we're on the same page.
Of course, Captain. I think you and I are of the same mind on many things. Thank you for your time. And she does like the little like arm grab. Just very like, just like pets the captain's arm. Now if only those two in the trees, I don't even know their names, would hurry up.
Cecil and Cleo. I'm pretty sure they introduced us.
Why are
My
they
first
on your
one.
ship? Why would you allow such
Well,
types aboard?
I was under the impression that they had a pilot that could help us stay on course 24/7 so we wouldn't have to stop. And instead it's backfired. He's not my goal. He's not my problem. We'll figure this out. We'll get a new ship.
Of course we will. You're very... Oh, I just muted myself. You're very persistent, and I'm sure you'll figure it out. But I'm here if you need any guidance.
I'm good, Rayla. Thank you.
I'm going to go back to the chair, and then it's like, okay,
I'll go
we
back
got
to
that.
where I last saw them.
This whole time, Zalath was just like standing there, like has his maul stuck into the ground and just like using it as a headrest and kind of like just doing this, like how you do it at like a school desk.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what he's doing on top of his maul, just sitting there waiting.
Cecil and Cleo, what's going on up in the tree?
We're stealthing on ahead, I think.
Oh, you guys are going ahead? You guys are going branch?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
super far, but like check things out a little bit more.
Yeah, as you guys are moving forward a little bit, just not going too far, it's much of the same. I mean, you're still trying to follow like the sound of the small river that you've been following.
Maybe we
Nothing.
go down and I'll look for tracks.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Mhm.
Wait, do you have that book?
What book? Oh,
The
my
book.
book. Well, that's I do you want to read and walk at the same time?
I can multitask
And
very
climb?
well. Yeah.
How?
Well, I don't know, but I can figure it out.
All right. But you won't be able to. Can you see what? How do you see while you're also reading?
I have two eyes.
So one will be reading and one will be looking. Is that how that works? Can you move them away?
I can try.
Okay. Pull her book, one of her books out of her bag and hand it to Cecil. It is a very spicy. It on the outside of it, it says like advanced astrological theory, but on the inside, that is not what it is. It is a very spicy romance novel.
completely 100% focused on reading now.
Yep.
So I probably will end up falling out of the tree.
No. Oh dear.
You guys honestly wouldn't have any problem getting down from the tree together as you guys make your way back down. Do you guys go back to the others, or are you guys
No.
staying ahead and then coming down?
Staying ahead and
Okay,
coming
so
down
here's
and
one
looking
down.
for tracks.
Okay, looking for tracks. Go ahead and make a.
I'm gonna make them wait as long as I can while I do other things.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check for me.
Sure.
As you're looking around for some tracks.
I think that's a 14. Let me double check. Yeah, 14.
14. Okay. You do notice there's a spot as you're looking through the ground. You can see what looks to be some kind of large bird-like footprint.
Can I determine
and
anything
you follow
about it?
you follow kind of along, and you can see that there are others. It looks like maybe 3 or 4 of them were traveling together, and they're going in the same direction that you guys are currently traveling.
Can I look for any like scratch marks on the trees or any other indications of like what these bird creatures are capable of?
You find basically generally by how deep the prints are pushed into the ground.
Or, like deep claw marks or
they're-
something like they're
Yeah,
ostriches.
they're pretty heavy, but they seem pretty fast. Like the gait within the steps, it looks like they might have been running. Chocobos, yes.
That's
but-
my first thought too. I was
But
like,
you
"Oh,
do find a couple of very large, fluffy brown feathers.
I will take a feather and I will tuck it under Cecil's hat.
Okay. Yes.
I'm
Gotta-
not paying attention at
A
all.
little
He's,
pirate feather.
he's reading the book, and all of a sudden you just
Yeah.
pluck the feather in your big fluffy brown feather in your hat.
But it looks like there are some like very large birds, but they're probably long gone. They were heading this way and very fast.
Okay.
How large do I think these birds were? Like horse-sized or larger or smaller?
Probably smaller than a horse, but
Mhm.
probably bigger than you.
Hey, if they're that big, we should probably go back. That's a little bit scary.
I mean, not necessarily. Depending on what kind of creature it is, it could be very useful and helpful.
Well, yeah, well, we could go tell them, and then we could follow the birds.
They'll just tell us to do things that we don't want to do.
Just if you deal with it, I'll read more of your spicy books.
I don't.
I will say that I'm kind of bothered that there aren't many pictures in here.
What? What sort of pictures do you think that I?
I like picture books. I don't know.
Okay. I don't think I have any picture books. Most of them are sort of along those lines.
Well, listen. If you just deal with them being bad, I'll read your books and then we can have like a talk about them.
No, I want to talk about them. It's
like
little-
group readings.
Okay.
Spelljammer book club.
Yeah.
I don't know how long they've been gone for, but I think after noticing that the barrels have fallen, I'm just gonna lash them up to ropes and just start dragging them. And I'm like,
Okay.
let's just, I don't know where they are. Let's just keep going.
Okay. You just start dragging them across the ground. You got it.
How about this, Cecil? If I ever get back to my actual home, I will go to my mom's library and I will bring you picture books because I'm
Oh,
sure
wonderful.
there's hundreds of thousands of those there.
I love picture books. So
Yes. If I can
Yeah,
get back here. It's kind of a big question of like if I can get there and then if I can get back here, but if those things can happen, I will bring you some pictures.
Okay, all right. And if we meet back up with them and they keep making you mad, just ignore it, and I'll tell you a secret later.
Ooh, I think secrets. Okay.
That's better.
I'll,
But it-
be a demon and follow the captain.
It's about that
Of
time
course.
when you guys are following the captain, dragging these barrels with nets and things and ropes. Zalath holding the helm once again with Rayla. You guys see that Cleo and Cecil up ahead. Cecil is holding a book. Looks very intent reading it with this fluffy
It's
brown
advanced
feather.
astrological theory.
Oh yeah.
Did you find anything?
Yeah, there are some large birds that were coming through the area very quick, and they seem to have gone off ahead.
Okay. I just keep walking.
Okay.
Good job, guys. Let's go.
Hey, thanks.
No problem.
Rayla also says good job, but I don't know if my mic might have cut out when I said that.
Oh, hey, thanks. He gives her a wink.
Oh, what are you reading? Where did you get that?
I'm reading a book about
Advanced astrological theory.
advanced astrological theory,
I haven't read
and
that.
I like these theories.
I'd
I
love to
didn't-
give it a look after you're done with it.
Well,
I spent
it's
a lot of
yeah,
time reading books growing up, so
I'm
it would be quite
very
interesting to take a look at.
I'm very protective of my books.
Oh, I'll take good care of it.
You're very beautiful, and honestly, I'm flattered with you flirting with me all the time. But I really would prefer not.
Why don't you think
Sorry.
about it, and when you're done, we'll revisit this conversation.
I've already thought about it,
It would
though.
make me very happy.
Listen, I'm not really looking for a relationship, so
Neither am I.
well, then I don't have any reason to make anybody happy, right?
Oh, sure you do.
Cleo will reach out and like take the book. And, it's my book. The answer is no, and she puts it in her bag and starts off ahead.
So I didn't know you were into the astrological. I've seen Cleo reading that a lot, but like I didn't know you were into it also. Cool.
Well, I'm always curious to learn about everything, so
Okay. Well,
there was a lot of astrological things happening in that book.
well, I mean, maybe we can like share the book, and then we can all have something to discuss about.
That's what I said!
You know, if you're
Wow.
Book club.
interested in astrological theory,
Oh,
have
I'm
some
very
papers-
interested in astrological theory.
I have some papers from my previous home that perhaps would interest you about a rather unique astral body.
Is it yours?
Whatever do you mean?
Nothing, never mind. I'm
We're
going.
talking about. Is it astrological or astronomical?
I think it says astrological.
Astrological, I think. Yeah.
She has another one that's
Astronomical.
astronomy, but this one's astrological theory.
I was referring to a star that bears important religious significance, not whatever just happened.
See, that was like really forward. That was.
I guess something got into me in the last hour and a half. I don't know.
Cecil, you may take a point of DM's inspiration.
Thanks.
the
Wow.
tips of Cleo's ears are like bright red. She's like, I can't with this conversation.
So, you guys continue on through the forest. I would like for let's have Cleo roll a d6 for us. 1. After a little ways of following these tracks, You get to an area that looks like at one point in time might have been a little bit of a clearing, but now looks like it's been a bit overgrown. Maybe the trees aren't quite as tall in this area. There's a little bit more like brush type foliage in this area. You see these standing stones that are kind of covered in large green vines. They're arranged in a circle, and to you they appear to be, very similar and have been placed here on purpose.
I've been to the Feywild before. This looks dodgy. I'm going to not go near them.
Okay.
I'll tuck back like towards Cecil and Zalath and be like, "There's some stones up ahead. They're like in a circle. They kind of remind me of fairy circles. So I think maybe we don't mess with that."
I've always wanted to meet fairies.
Yeah, but I don't know if now is the time.
How large are the stones? Also,
Really
if you're talking
large.
to the laugh, I'm literally
Yeah.
right there. Just
On
so
a
you
Yeah,
know.
oh for sure, you can hear her, but she's
Okay.
like, her voice is very quiet, but you can hear her, but she's definitely not talking to you.
I know,
She's-
yeah, Rilla doesn't care.
The stones, when you looked at them, Cleo, are about 12 foot tall, and they're very large at the base, and they kind of just come to a point at the top. But the points, they're very weathered from what you can see, and they're covered with vines and large leaves.
they're very large and sort of, into each other, and it's all very overgrown. It looks very old. I don't think anybody's been using them recently.
Like
Maybe- maybe we
site,
should-
perhaps used for human sacrifice.
Maybe we should check. I don't know if I want to check it out now, but maybe we should check it out just to make
I
sure
want to
that-
check it out.
Just to make
Wait.
sure no one is there and that could help us.
Human sacrifice, like, it's scary, but I want to see a human sacrifice
You
table.
get used to it after the first time.
I really want to go now, honestly.
Okay, we'll go.
You guys going
No
to
way.
check it out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, I
I
keep
want to poke. I want to
walking.
poke
Sorry.
things. I want to poke things.
Who's-
I cast Armor of Agathis.
Okay, you cast our
Oh yeah,
that.
Cleo's got her sword out for sure.
I'm
She's like,
walking straight forward. So
Okay.
"Can you human sacrifice a plasmoid? Is that a thing? Do you bleed?"
I don't bleed.
You
I
don't
just
bleed.
kind
So I
of
guess-
like
ooze.
splatter.
Like then they wouldn't do it to you then. Okay, that's good.
Maybe. I don't know.
That needs to be a t-shirt. I don't bleed, I just kind of splatter. That'd be your t-shirt.
I think usually they want blood for that. So I
That's
think
true.
you're safe. You're safe.
That's true. That's true.
And so I'm just taking me and Rayla are just going straight up to this
Yeah, me
thing.
too. Now that I cast Armor of Agathis, I'm like
Yep.
comfortable.
So you're covered in like ice and frost?
Like
your armor
I
forms?
think I just have like tentacles that kind of like wrap around me,
Mm-hmm.
kind of similar to my tentacle earlier that was icy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I imagine like them as you're casting it, the tentacles start to wrap around and like wrap around each other to kind of grip you, almost hug you.
Right,
That'd be pretty
right.
cool.
Yeah, and they all come out of my book, so
Nice.
I'm gonna stay 30 feet back from this thing.
Okay. So Rayla and Zalaf heading in first.
Put me
Okay.
down.
Oh, okay, sure. set the thing down.
What would you guys like to do?
I'm still walking up to the circle.
Okay, yeah. You walk
I
up to the
wanna,
circle. Large 12-foot tall stones, large bases covered in vines. Doesn't look like they've been, this is overgrown. Looks like for a very long time.
I'm just looking for people. Like he's very just like wanting to find some sort of intelligent life here to help them. That's what I'm doing. So
Okay, why don't we make an investigation check?
sure.
As you're like looking around.
I'll assist. I'm more looking for like treasure. The pirate in me is coming out.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a, or if you can take advantage, or you guys can both do separate checks, your choice.
think he takes his own check because he's looking for something else. I got an 11.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I also got an 11.
11. Digging around, Cecil, nothing shiny. No treasure. You find a couple piles of what seems to be some kind of wild animal's feces. That's about it, as far as like looking around. Zalath, you're looking around looking for people. There are signs that these are made by people, but you don't see any people. You don't see any indication that anybody has visited this place in a very long time. You guys do see that the bird-like tracks that you guys have been following just kind of go around it and continue on. Like, they didn't even stop here. They just kept moving.
That's what Zaren's doing. She's keeping moving.
Okay, Zaren just keeps walking.
Can I stay? I want to stay outside of the circle, but like, can I discern, like, was this built like for a religious? Does it look like it would be a religious use? Does it look like it's maybe like for timekeeping? Like, like, am I able to discern the use?
You
Like
could
a
either
sundial or
make
something?
a nature check or a religion check. Your choice, whether you want to focus on one or the other.
We're gonna do religion.
Religion, okay.
Yeah, I'm not super natural. Oh. That's a 15.
15. Your best assumption, though this is very old, could be a mixture of both. It could
like a nature-based worship.
like a nature-based worship, reverence to the sun, or stars, something similar to that, to time tracking, but also could be something, or it even could have. This is very old. It could have shifted its purpose over time. But you do say that you do feel that this is a clear indication that there is some sort of civilization upon this planet. It's very old, this one, but still an indication.
I will relay that information to the
Mhm.
group and then continue on my way.
Okay.
That's
Can I,
very good to know.
Hop up into the tree and sort of look down and see if it's got like a sundial or something like that?
You look down. I mean, it's the way it's arranged in a circle is very meticulous. Like, whoever did this did have a good alignment from what you can tell, even though everything's kind of it could be a sundial from what you guys can see from above. Like I said, it definitely could be a multi-purpose place.
And nothing happens when we step into the center of the circle.
Nothing happens. Just crunchy
Okay.
leaves on the ground, broken twigs.
Well, I'll walk back over to the helm, and are you ready, Rilla?
Oh, you're learning. This is wonderful.
I just figured
She
you were
gets-
going. It's
She
doing the
gets
same
back
thing.
up in the chair and going.
Okay, very cool. You get back up into the chair, and you guys continue to move through the forest. Zarin, roll a d6 for me.
Come on, Christy, do it to him. Do it to him, Christy.
4.
A 4. Okay. After about another hour of travel, following this trail, you've been dragging this food and water this whole time. You're miserable. Your ship is crashed. You've just
I'm having a really bad day. I'm getting attitude from my crew members, and I'm just done.
You start to smell this terrible stench coming from ahead. And you can see probably about 50 feet ahead of you, there's something laying on the ground. It's hard to tell because there's a lot of foliage in this area, but you can start to hear the buzzing of insects as you smell this. What you're starting to smell is rot.
I'll pull my cape up over nose and mouth. And pull out my sickle just in case.
Okay. You guys see Zarin pull out a sickle as you guys are all starting to catch a whiff of this horrible smell.
I will also pull like my little I got like some kind of fabric over my mouth so that way it helps a little bit.
Is it like right in the middle of our like pathways or a way to go around it? Or
You
is it,
could
like-
go around it. You'd be going through. I mean, you're jungle traveling anyway, so.
Okay, I'm gonna like try and go around it, but I want to get close enough to see what it is.
Okay. As you're going around, you can see what looks to be the massive remains of some kind of reptilian-like creature that lays upon the ground. It has a massive tail, and it looks like it was bipedal.
Captain, what do you see? The smell is repulsive. I refuse to get any closer.
It is
Yeah,
very
bipedal
gross.
reptile, some sort, large. Been dead a while.
You there? And she'll snap her fingers and like point at Cleo. It's Cleo, right?
Yes, that her name is Cleo.
You said you saw, what was it, tracks? You think these could be tracks from this creature, or perhaps another creature that killed this one?
But do you think the birds killed this, or
I would check.
could you check real fast?
Okay.
Thank you.
Just scoot on ahead to look over the dead lizard creature.
It smells awful as you get close. It's terrible. You kind of go around and you can start to see the head of this creature, and its jaws are filled with massive teeth, sharp, razor sharp teeth. It looks like if it stood up, it would probably be about 20 to 25 foot tall.
Hmm.
Oh God.
We're talking.
Does it have little baby legs?
We're talking about. Yeah, it has little arms. Little arms.
It's a T-Rex!
It's like it's a massive
Does
dinosaur.
it have feathers?
It does not have feathers. It's
Mm, okay.
scaly, but there are pieces, chunks torn out of it. It looks like other animals have been eating it, and
Can I
it's
tell
starting
by
to
the
rot. Like
the shape of the incisions, whether it was like torn or whether it was like shredded or like what kind of creatures have been eating it?
let's go
potentially?
ahead. I'll have you make a medicine check on this.
Oh. Okay.
Can I
that's not bad.
do a look around for a larger track, something that could
18.
have taken this down?
Yeah, sure. You can do a survival check on yours. 18 for medicine. Your best assumption is this dinosaur was killed by an even larger dinosaur.
Yeah, dirty 20.
You can see that there are enormous fang marks throughout its neck area, and chunks have been torn away. And you can see that whatever killed this thing, like took a bunch of meat chunks out of kind of like its stomach type area, and its like thigh area, and then just kind of left when it was done picking over it.
So these were killing blows. These were not eating it blow. Like
These were a mixture of both. I mean, it looks like this thing had, and it looks like from where the attack came from, it looks like the thing was chasing it. And you can kind of see, like when you're looking, you can kind of see a path through like the trees where some branches have been broken, where this must have happened. Zarin, you can see that there are definitely tracks of a much larger version of this. It looks like there were smaller kind of reptilian tracks, but then bigger ones.
Much bigger.
Are there bird tracks here too?
The bird tracks, like the
Yeah,
stones,
the ones I've been following.
seem to have avoid this. They go around it.
Okay.
It doesn't look like they even got within, 50 to 100 feet of this.
Something bigger killed this.
Mm-hmm.
Seems
Much
like we've
bigger.
landed on a dangerous planet here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hopefully we can find some civilization sometime soon, or we might be in for some trouble when it starts to become night.
Going. Can't afford to stay here. More predators will come around for this.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably more scavengers than predators, but yeah.
You want to stick around and find out?
I can't help but feel like there's like an air of hostility here, and I really think like captain to captain. I've been a captain before, if you didn't know. Morale's a really big thing that like should be worked on potentially. Well, when the morale of the group starts to fall, people stop working as good, you know. And fine, you got me. I
So
haven't
you're
been a
the
captain.
problem, so why don't you be the solution, Cecil?
I mean, I am doing a wonderful job at keeping us. I am the glue that's keeping us together right now. If it wasn't for me, we'd all be split
We
up.
wouldn't be here.
Well,
Let's
you might
go.
not have been anywhere, honestly.
I'm
Cecil,
not here to make friends. Let's go.
Cecil, we should keep moving. But if you all want something that boosts morale, I have the fix. This works for me every time. I give 5 gold to everybody in the party.
I'll take it.
I love gold. Wow.
Well, thank you.
Everyone who accepts gets five gold from. I guess Cleo said that she didn't
No.
take it.
Mm-mm.
She denied.
Always cheered me up whenever.
Wow, I feel a lot better.
Adherence.
I do too, actually.
Exactly, and now we are bonded.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think if everybody gave it a chance, we could all be pretty good friends. I think we just gotta get over this bump that we're going through right now.
Oh yeah, we have some people that are a little bit more grumpy about the bump than other people.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Cecil, that is fair. You know,
Well,
the
yeah,
ship-
but
the ship
what's a
was
bump in
kinda
an
wrecked.
adventure? You know, adventures have bumps.
True, but still, you gotta look at it from her perspective. You know, sometimes just it sucks losing something that you need. You know,
Oh, I know that.
like if I lost my hammer, I would be very upset too.
Yeah,
I know
I've
it's not on the
lost a
same
lot
scale.
of people.
Sorry, what was lost?
The ship,
What are you talking about?
the ship was it wrecked.
Oh, you're referring to the captain. Okay, yes.
Yes. Did you lose
Sorry,
something?
Victoria
Oh.
completely did not relate to the captain. I thought you were
just-
talking about Cleo, and I was like, what?
I just think some apologies need to be given to some people. Potentially, not me, but
I you might want to think about apologizing,
I didn't do anything wrong.
You
Cecil.
crashed the ship.
Cecil.
I accidentally
Yeah,
landed the ship incorrectly.
accidentally is still something you should apologize for, even if you didn't mean to do it.
Or you know, the lying.
I haven't lied to you all but 2 times.
It doesn't matter. It's gone. I'm not here to make friends. I said nothing out of turn. I told us to do actions that will get us from point A to point B. I'm not being malicious when I ask you to do something, Cleo. I'm trying to keep us alive. So let's keep moving.
But you shouldn't rush the professional scout.
Rushing a professional scout.
Yes.
Okay, whatever. Keep going.
You
Just
guys.
in the chair, like,
Yeah, I don't know really what to say anymore. I tried.
I'm just. You'll come around one day.
I'm just tracking down this creature. I'm trying to track this creature down, for sure.
Okay.
This is my job. Usually is tracking down creatures. so.
The large creature seems to veer off to the right of the direction that you're going, and looks like it actually went into the water of the flow, the stream that you guys have been following, and went like across the river and then kept on going that way. So the opposite direction of where you guys were following the bird tracks.
Not a problem. I'm
Yeah.
gonna follow the bird tracks then.
Oh, bird tracks? Okay.
Yeah.
right.
I'm not chasing down that thing if I don't have to.
It's massive.
I just want to like get ahead of it if I could, but if it's not a problem, then that's fine.
Yeah, it seems to be going in a totally opposite direction of what you guys are headed. So you guys continue on following these tracks. And after a few more hours, I would probably say your total time has been about 5 hours since you guys had fought these creatures. It's getting later in the day, but the sun isn't totally setting at this point on this planet. And as the dense forest canopy seems to thin with these massive trees, the landscape takes an abrupt change and begins to look more like a vast grassland, with just occasional trees, smaller trees, kind of popping up. And ahead of you, you see a few small plumes of smoke that reach towards the sky.
How far ahead? Can we get there before sundown?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say like a mile.
Good job, Cleo. I knew we could trust you. I knew you'd get us here.
We need to be extra careful. We're going to be a lot more exposed out here.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Also, true, we don't know if these people are friendly. Hopefully they are.
I have faith.
Let's go.
You guys headed towards the plumes of smoke?
Yep.
Be cautious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cautious, careful.
Let's do a cautious approach.
Cautious, like sneaky.
Do you want me to
Fine.
go ahead? I'll go ahead and like hide in the trees and take a look.
That's what you're
I just
comfortable
wanted
with.
to know if I should get down from. I am about 8 feet up in the air. I just didn't know if we wanted.
They
I'm
might
kind of
they
like
might see
falling
Rayla
down.
coming from a good distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe wait back here at the tree line, and I'll like scoot on ahead and see if
Also,
I can.
my armor tends to make a lot of noise.
Mm. You're very noticeable.
I am very tall.
I'm gonna sneak ahead with Cleo, but I'm not gonna tell her I'm sneaking ahead with her.
Okay.
I rolled a 14
14.
stealth
Okay.
check.
Anybody who's sneaking up can go ahead and use stealth checks, or the rest of the party just kind of slowly walk behind. That's fine too.
Waiting back.
24 stealth.
24 stealth? Okay, excellent. When the closer that you guys get, you realize that the smoke looks like it's coming from a large ravine that cuts through the grasslands. So the smoke is actually coming out of this ravine. You can see kind of like the edge of it, and then it carves down into the earth. So to get any kind of view of what is down there, you have to kind of get right up next to like where the ravine is and peer down.
Okay. I'm going to actually head back to the rest of the group because that means it's safe for them to get closer.
Absolutely, yeah.
They're down in the ravine, so you could probably get pretty close. And then I'll scout down. Where's Cecil?
Right behind you the whole time.
Well,
Alright, let's get closer then.
let's go. Rayla, did you still want to be up on top, or did you want to?
I suppose I
Walkers.
could get down now.
Okay.
It's great. It's good to stretch your
Work
legs.
navigating to this ravine, Cleo.
She's very good at it. Good job, Cleo.
I'll scoot on ahead.
Okay. Is everybody scooting on ahead together?
Yep.
Yeah, we're making our way.
There are a couple like larger stones that are kind of propped up next to the edge of the ravine if you wanted to kind of tuck yourself behind one of those stones and peer over, or you could kind of get low and kind of just creep over the edge of the ravine. It's totally up to you guys how you guys want to approach the situation.
I think Cleo is going to get a rope out and wrap it around her so that if
Mhm.
she needs to get lower down, she can. And then I'll just hand the other end of the rope to the left.
Okay.
Alright, just in case.
I will wrap it around and like tie it to my waist.
Okay, so you guys are tethered. Okay,
Yes.
got it.
And I'll start between the rocks, and then if I need to get a better look and go down, I'll start going down.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
I'll
get
tie
behind
myself
rock
to the rope
myself.
too. But I'm gonna tie myself to the rope with a string.
Okay. So
Just
you're
squish
tethering
down.
yourself to the rope. So
Yeah.
is it- okay.
Okay.
Excellent. You guys creep up. Some of you looking over stone. Some of you looking over the edge. You can see that down in this ravine, there seems to be a nomadic village assembled at the bottom of the ravine. It looks like there are these crude-looking hide tents, almost teepee-like in design, that are kind of scattered down below in the ravine's base. You can see that there are several humanoid bird-like creatures that seem to be moving about this village. They are very tall. They have long, extended necks. They have brown, fluffy feathers, long legs. Basically, I want you to imagine a humanoid ostrich.
Oh,
Oh.
ostriches are jerks.
Oh no.
I'll show you.
They're
I'll show you.
front-shaped?
Now this
They're
this isn't
punch-shaped.
this isn't an accurate depiction of what is in my mind, but I'm gonna show the closest thing I could find, an image of these individuals. Is
Okay.
it showing to you? No, they don't look this noble. They're not wearing these red and gold robes. They're wearing very crude, like thing, like maybe even like a little loincloth. Nothing
So-
crazy except clothing. They look very nomadic, very tribal as you're looking down.
It's fair to say there's no ships here, huh?
Probably not.
I'm asking DM.
Oh,
That wasn't in
You
character, that was
you do not see any ships as you're looking about. It
Okay.
looks like
In character, she curses under her breath.
these individuals probably have no idea anything about space travel.
Captain, don't fret. Although these individuals do not appear to be spacefaring, they may have seen others who have. Surely, if they were to have seen a ship like yours, it would stick out in their minds, yes? It's not something that they might see every day.
yeah. Maybe they could point us into to the direction of like a major city or something.
And, like Cleo said, we can make more friends.
It is ever so lovely to make new friends and
It is.
followers.
Follow. What?
Have followers?
I do.
Are you some kind of like celebrity or something? What?
You could say that.
Oh, that's cool. What line of work are you in?
Influencer.
I'm a TikToker, you know.
I'm in the business of saving lives.
Oh, so you're like a doctor or something like that then?
No.
Oh. Okay, sure. Well, this awkward silence is getting to me. Should we go down down to the village or?
Yes.
All right, let's go. We see a way down the ravine. This is
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe we're very obvious about approaching, so we don't scare them.
sure. I can walk up first.
There is areas where you can kind of navigate down the ravine. It's not the easiest thing in the world, because there's some areas where it looks like there's like narrow pathways, and some parts where the rock on the cliffside is a little bit loose. If you guys imagine, the ravine from The Lion King,
No.
it's very similar to that.
Why'd you have to bring that sad?
I'm sorry.
up.
I'm so sorry. I take it back. I'll think of another
Okay.
ravine reference.
All right, thank
Because that's
you.
the first one
Is
that
there-
popped into my head.
Does there appear to be like a? So that's like the main path that they would probably take in and out
Yeah.
of their settlement right now.
Yeah, right now. It looks like they do this. It looks like your best judgment is they did it on purpose, so that may make it difficult for
Okay.
people to approach.
Well, we can try to take their main path. They'll see us coming.
Okay.
I'll start heading down.
Yeah, you guys do head down, and before you get all the way down, you guys are kind of making yourselves obvious on approach. You
Mhm.
do notice that the group notices you coming, and they start to slow down with what they're doing, and it looks like several of them do have spears. They do grab spears, but it doesn't look like they're getting them ready to like throw at you. They look like they're just cautiously holding weaponry as they see these strangers approaching their village.
Hello.
You shout
Yeah, I
out hello.
wave.
Okay. You kind of wave, and a lot of them just kind of turn their bird-like necks to one another and question, a quizzical look on faces, and look back towards you. A couple of them are holding their spears in defensive type positions. The ones that you kind of approach doesn't appear that they even understand you
Oh.
as you're coming closer. But one kind of pushes through and kind of squawks once and then goes, hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Who are you?
We kind of gotten lost, and we were just wondering if there's a big city nearby that could help, lead us to. Or
Or like a ship that flies, or like a big wooden building that flies in the sky.
Our ship crashed.
Ship crash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Over in the forest. I'll point over to where we came from.
They all look where you point and then look back at you. City. Hmm. Still looks very confused.
Like here, but bigger.
Like here.
More friends.
Bigger. More.
More people.
They're still all kind of cautiously holding spears in your direction. You can see a couple of what looks to be kind of like their feathers are starting to gray a little bit. Looks like more elderly individuals are slowly approaching too. Looks like they're all holding like spears and simple weaponry. Kishra.
Kishra.
Keisha. Hello, Keisha.
I'm Zalath.
Zalath.
Yes. Or you could just say Z. Either one.
Hard say.
Just Zalath is fine.
Zalath.
Zalath.
Kishra.
Kishra. Yeah.
And kind of gestures to the rest. Struthai.
Truthai.
Struthai.
Okay. Is there any other people, other big groups of people here?
Yes.
Where?
Across lands.
Which direction? Like where? All over. What about big group of people?
Big people dangerous.
Big people like me, or big people like many people?
Many people.
Okay.
Dangerous. Struthai. Hunt. Struthai. Survive. Struthai. Safe.
That's good.
Many people not safe.
Many people dangerous. Many
Why?
people.
Why?
Many people fight for lands. Many people fight for power. Many people fight for food. Dangerous.
Where are the many people at?
Cross the lands.
It's everywhere. Okay. The closest one.
Keisha looks confused.
Do any of these other people travel, or do they stay in the same place?
All travel.
All travel.
Follow the herds.
Travel on foot?
Some
Any
have
others?
creatures to help.
Any in sky?
Sky
Some.
creatures?
Dangerous. Swoop from sky. Eat you in a moment.
Oh.
Are there any specifically that bother you guys?
Peoples?
Yeah,
All.
they all bother you guys.
All peoples cross lands bother one another.
That's a mood.
Isla,
Yes.
do you want to
You're
see
back.
if they could, if we could stay here for the evening? It's getting late. I'll go hunt and bring something. I think that will help.
Is it okay if we stay here for the evening, or at least down here, and not necessarily in your village, but maybe just out here, so that way we have a little bit more protection? We help protect you for the night too.
Protection for protection.
Yes. Just
Okay.
just for the night.
Keisha kind of nods and then looks over to one of the elderly-looking Shruthai that are right near, like kind of hearing this, and you could see her like the squawking type bird language that they're talking back and forth in, and she looks back to you and says, "Protection for protection. Night stay with us. We stay. We survive."
What do you hunt?
What do we hunt?
Hmm.
Sorry, I didn't. I missed half of that. It cut out. Hunt many creatures.
Can I get an idea, looking at their camp, what sorts of creatures that they generally hunt, and whether
Really?
they eat them or just use them for like
Mhm.
their tents and stuff?
You do notice that off a little bit, probably about 50 feet away from your standing, there is another Struthai. It looks like they've got this. It looks almost like a gazelle type deer, grassland deer, that's hanging off of a makeshift kind of stand that they have put together, hanging from rope. And it looks like they're getting ready to. It looks like it's already been kind of gutted, and they're getting ready to like carve the hide off of the animal.
Where would you find? I'll bring more.
Bring more. Hunt.
I hunt.
Looks to the sky. Says, late.
I'm better when it's late.
Animals be bedded down. Best in morning.
First light.
Do you see them kind of like gesturing around? It seems like some of them are still hesitant, but some are starting to leave and go about like what business they had, beforehand. You're not given like too much clear direction, Cleo, as if you wanted to go hunt, other than they think it's kind of late. The vibe you're getting is kind of late for these animals, but you're more than welcome to go and try anyway. if that's what you want to do, or you can stay put and.
I think Cleo will stay put for now. She's
put
going to
for now?
listen to the experts on this one.
Okay. Cecil, Zalath, and Rayla, anything that you guys would be doing in this situation? Seems like they're granting you a place to stay here for the evening.
We would just start to set up, like, place down the helm and just basically just start setting up what we have for a camp outside of their village down here. And
as you put the
make a
helm
place
down,
for
you
us
see
to
like
sleep.
there's a couple younger Shruthai that are just watching your every move, like just like their long necked heads are just like looking. They're looking at that strange helm that you've got and you set down onto the ground.
How tall are these individuals? Like the adults?
The adults can reach like how tall are you?
I'm 7'3".
Okay, they're about your height.
Okay. So that's my height isn't.
They're
Strange.
very
Gotcha.
elongated, like they're not like
Mhm.
massively built or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you can tell
they're
that
very lanky.
they're probably pretty muscular because it looks like they're definitely traveling all the time and hunting all the time. So.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So you're starting to kind of set up a tent or camp area.
Yeah, whatever we have. I don't know what we have with us, but just
Mhm.
some kind of basic camp.
Okay.
Can I? So I have proficiency with an herbalism kit, and I have an herbalism kit.
Mhm.
Do I have enough stuff in my herbalism kit to make a healing potion right now?
I would say you probably have enough to make one right now, but that would probably expend the materials that you had in there.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do it,
Mhm.
Rayla. I
Okay.
have to find the thing where it says how long it takes to do that, because I know that it's like a weirdly specific number.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start doing. Rayla will just sit and start making a healing potion.
Okay. I think that might be. Is it in Tasha's cauldron to everything? Is that where that's?
Might
Might be.
It might be there, or it's in like Xanathar's, or it's
Okay.
in like. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, it's in
Okay.
one of the books.
Yeah. You'd be able to do that. Mm-hmm. Cecil, anything in particular that you want to do, or?
I think at this point Cecil's very tired. He's very, very high energy during the day, but at night he kind of like shuts down pretty quick. So he's probably just trying to find a nice place to like sit and like back against the wall, sleep, kind of.
Okay.
Probably trying to stick near Cleo and Zelan.
As you are looking
July,
around for
rather.
places to sit, you notice that there are a group of what looks to be elderly Shruthai that are kind of lounging around what looks to be some kind of cooking fire. It seems like they're lounging on these large stones they're sitting on, and they're passing around this long curvy pipe between one another. They seem to be kind of squawk laughing. And it seems like they're talking in their language. It seems like they're having like a little bit of a moment of telling stories or something like that. As other kind of Shruthai are like sitting around listening.
Oh, what the base of their language might be? I speak quite a few languages.
Do you speak Arakocra?
No.
Okay, then you're having a rough time. It just sounds like bird squawks and squeaks and noises. Yeah, they're kind of like the base is Arakocra, but it's definitely a different dialect.
Yeah, oh, that's fine. I was just
yeah.
wondering if I could know what the vibe was.
Yeah. They all kind of just like watch as you guys are looking around. You guys can see it looks as if there is a you can see that Shruthai is getting ready to kind of skin that grassland deer that's hung up. You can see it and over to the side. It looks like two Shruthai are kind of gathering a crowd around them, as it looks like they're getting ready to engage in some sort of spear throwing contest off to the side.
I'll start setting up a fire for us, and then I think Cleo's gonna set her bedroll. I think probably next to Zalath, wherever he is, and then I assume Cecil will also be like in the vicinity.
Yeah, I'd stay near you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see them setting up like a spear throwing contest. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see if I can join.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just like walk over. Excuse me.
They all kind of
Hello?
look at you and tilt their heads to the side.
I left my maul back at where I was setting up my sleeping
Okay.
place. Can I join? There
we go. You see Kishra, who had talked to you before, kind of walks over and looks at you, then looks at them, and sees this group of like younger Shruthai talking, and she squawks something towards them, and they look at each other, and they seem to nod and look back, and Kishra looks at you and accepted challenge. And she actually gets a spear and hands it to you.
Perfect, thank you. Kind of just like look it over, test it out, see what, just so I can get familiar with the weapon.
It's crude, but pretty well made. I mean, it's base materials, really, is all it is. The wood is rather light, so it would travel very far. You're not sure about durability, though.
Any rolls?
Kishra kind of looks at you and says, distance, accuracy.
Okay.
And it looks like there's another younger Shruthai out in the distance and taking a spear and like drawing a circle in the dirt. It's kind of like a javelin type throw. Mm-hmm.
I will wait for one of them to go so I know what they do, and then I'll wait my turn basically.
Okay. One of the Shruthai kind of sets up, gets its hands ready, and they do have like normal like humanoid hands, like they're bird-like creatures, but they're not like winged. They don't have wings or anything like that. So they kind of take some dirt and kind of rubs it in between his hands and grabs the spear, and you can hear the squawks of the other Shruthai around, like cheering him on. And he goes and takes a couple of steps and just launches the spear through the air, which travels not the appropriate distance to hit the target and sticks into the ground and misses. And you can hear squawks of what seems to be, from your best insight, is laughter from the group.
Okay.
And one kind of you could tell their shrug body language is depressed and walking away. It seems like a very big deal to these individuals to be able to be very good at throwing a spear. The other one gets set, does something very similar, has a routine, kind of like a golfer getting ready to putt in the final shot, and takes a running and does even worse. Comes up way short. It actually doesn't even hit. It like does one of those things where it hits the ground and slides, like it doesn't stick into the ground. And you can hear even louder squawks. And it seems like the one that went first has a little bit of an uplifted sigh of relief. Uplifted a little bit as this takes place. But then they all kind of look towards you as you're holding that spear.
I will go to I'm assuming the circle is where they were throwing it from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they were throwing it to the circle. They were trying to
throwing
get
it to the.
It's kind of like a target that you're trying to like stick the spear into the ground.
Gotcha.
At.
Okay.
Playing horseshoes with a spear.
Horseshoes with a spear. That's what it is. Yep.
Go to where they were standing then.
Okay.
And I will take a deep breath, and then just throw. Is this at disadvantage of like what? Because like how distance is it?
You just make like it would be so spears are.
I think they have a range of 20 feet.
Oh yeah, it would be a disadvantage then. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't roll twice because I rolled like a 1 and a 2.
Okay.
It would have been terrible anyway.
Well, one was a 19, but the other one was a 3. So that's +6, so 9 total.
9. Yours goes farther than both of them, but misses the target. You miss it by about 5 feet to the left. And it sticks into the ground. And you can see that some of them kind of squawk in laughter, and some of them are like, well, you can tell like, oh, they're better than what we've seen so far. Is the general vibe that you're getting.
I just give them all like a big smile and one more time.
It seems like one of them kind of gets a spear ready and dusts it off as you're kind of gesturing towards that. The first one throws and. I rolled a 2 again.
Nice.
And misses completely because now I'm rolling with disadvantage. I rolled the same exact numbers both times. That's a natural 1 for the second Struthai, as they both miss the target terribly again.
I do the same thing. Deep
Some
breath.
of the other Struthai have just left. Like, they're not even watching anymore. They just walked away.
I took a deep breath and I rolled double 6s, but that's a 12 with my attack bonus.
A 12 with your attack
So-
bonus. Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you launch this thing in the air, your spear hits like the very edge of where this target was carved. It just breaks the target range. So it just like sticks into the ground right there. And you can see both the other younger Struthai who are very like down. You can see their body positioning is just very depressed. And they both kind of look up at you. They nod. They put their heads down. And they turn around and they just start to walk away.
I walk up to him. Just keep practicing. It takes a lot of time, but you all are very good. Just keep it up. I know they probably can't understand me, but just trying to like show like a friendly face, and trying to give them like positive vibes, you know.
Yeah, and as you do that, like you feel like you're generating these positive vibes, but it doesn't feel like they're landing at home with this particular group. Kishra comes back up to you and puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Spear, very important."
Sure. I typically I point back over to my maul. I typically like to use that instead of throwing things.
Must get close all times.
I do. I do have these, and I will take out a hand axe. I have these, but these are a little bit easier for me to throw than a spear. I'll put it back on my waist.
Kishra takes a spear that's in her hands and kind of holds it out towards you and says, "Gift for hunt."
No. You keep. I don't need.
Please take gift.
Oh, sure. I will take the spear.
You take the spear,
Thank you.
You have a authentically made Strutharian spear that you can add to your inventory. It's same stats as a regular spear, but it has a story behind it.
Nice.
Kishra kind of
sorry.
Go ahead.
It takes a day, and it also costs 25 gold pieces.
I think the
said.
25
don't
gold
have the
pieces is
material.
probably for the materials, which you have.
Okay.
So the monetary amount there, you wouldn't you could ignore. The day that would take a lot of time.
Yeah.
I mean, you could start on it.
I get started on it.
Okay, yeah, and just kind of keep track maybe of your time on your character sheet of what you're spending on it. I think they kind of made that ruling as kind of like a downtime type thing. So if you had multiple days where you could make a bunch of them, you could. Cool.
I think after I get everything set up, Cleo switches shoes, and she's gonna go off, still within the like lit area of the fire, and she'll start just doing her like dance practice. So she's just dancing.
That Struthai that was skinning some type of grassland deer near you, looks like is gesturing towards you before you even begin your dance, like waving you close.
Okay, I'm already in my dance shoes, but that's all right. I'll go over to the.
And is as you get close, it appears that this individual doesn't have any knowledge of the common language and is just kind of squawking towards you, but then looks at the animal and kind of is gesturing towards it, and takes this carved knife that has these intricate kind of like feather carvings on the handle, and turns the handle kind of towards you.
Oh yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, and then kind of gestures towards the animal and like holds its hide on one spot and is like pointing to an area where you could kind of start to make a filleted cut, almost like you were filleting a fish or something. You know?
One moment, and I'm gonna take my dance shoes off so they don't get like blood and guts all over them. It's just they've got like long ribbons, so she just kind of like loops them over her shoulder and she'll get to work on the yeah. If that's what they want her to do, she will
Okay.
absolutely help.
Go ahead and make a dexterity check for me, please. Do you have anything that would aid you in this, or any character benefits that would?
I mean, I'm a ranger, and I spend a lot of time. Well, I'm not recently, but I spent a lot of time through most of my life, which is very long, hunting things down by myself. So I think this is kind of in my wheelhouse.
I would give you advantage on the roll then.
Oh, which dice do I use? Okay. Let's see. Is it just a dex check, or is this survival?
This would be.
It's not much difference.
You could make survival on this. I'll allow that. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a 19.
19. Right, so you're carefully going. It looks like it kind of points you in the direction as you're going. You know, like you've skinned animals before. This
Yeah,
one's a
just not this
little,
particular
just not
one,
this
yeah.
particular one, but it's very similar to like other deer-like creatures that you have skinned before. And you do a very good job of removing the hide from the flesh of this creature and the meat, and the Shruthai that you're working with as you're kind of peeling this away seems to have this really uplifted spirit and is overjoyed when you finish removing the hide. It looks like a perfect piece of hide that could be used for some sort of clothing or a temporary dwelling that they have. It looks like a lot of their temporary dwellings are made out of this material. And all of a sudden just kind of disappears into the tent area that is surrounding this, and comes back out with this like leather pouch that looks like it has all these like almost like burn designs in it, and hands it to you.
Is this for the meat?
Squawks a couple times and kind of pushes it towards your hand.
I push on like the meat of the creature and with the knife and like
Takes it back and then takes it back, starts shaking its head, takes like this little strap that's on it and just starts kind of like putting it around your neck.
I guess she has to like stand up on tiptoe because she's 5 feet and he's like 7 feet tall. So it's like, there you go.
And Akishra, who was communicating with you before, has just left the spear throwing competition, comes by and says, "Gift."
Oh, that's very nice. What do you need me to help cut the meat as well?
Kishra kind of starts squawking at the other individual and no.
Okay.
No help with cut.
Okay.
But another gift,
Oh.
and the knife that you use to carve is handed to you as well.
All right. Thank
It's
you
a
very much.
skinning knife with hand-carved wooden handle that's adorned with these intricate feather designs.
Oh,
It has-
I love it.
It has a stitched kind of like handle cover or cover that goes with it. And this knife can be used as it has the same stats as a dagger if you decide to use it as a weapon.
Okay, Okay, yeah. Cleo does like a little bow and says thank you. And the pouch, what's it for?
The pouch just looks like an elaborate designed pouch that you could store
she'll
some
ask
things in.
Keisha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Keisha,
oh,
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
okay.
Gift.
I'll put the knife in the pouch.
Gift. Carry supplies.
What's
Mhm.
always useful. And then she'll go get cleaned up and then dance. Because that's messy.
I got you. So Rayla's busy over by the camp with all kinds of herbs and materials.
Yeah. Well, so here's
Brushing
the thing.
some and
Yeah, so here's the thing. Like, I'm gonna be doing this. What is Zarin doing? Because she was a little spicy before. I mean, like, justified but spicy. So, like, where is she and what is she doing?
She's
probably taking point, and she will probably stay up, like, on watch. Like, I don't think she's gonna sleep tonight. She's currently cleaning and sharpening, like, with a whetstone over her long sword by the fire, just like methodical, repetitive motions just to, like, zone out.
Okay, then I'm not gonna bother her because I was gonna see if she needed something to do to take her mind off of everything. She's already doing it.
No, she's got it.
So yeah, I'm just making my potions here in this village.
Got it. Zarin, as you are looking around, and doing, just taking a scope of this village, you can see that near another fire, over with a dwelling that looks a little bit more elaborate than some of the others. It looks like it has like these, what would be the equivalent of paint, but is probably some type of dried animal blood that is painted kind of around, like with rings and some patterning going around it. There is a Struthai that looks a little bit elderly and hunched, and is rolling these small bones and pebbles within a circle that's drawn on the ground. And your vibe as you're looking at this is this Struthai is a little distressed. It seems to, like, pick up the bones and pebbles again and kind of shakes them around. Kind of like me every time I play the game Yahtzee. Just looks distressed, looking down at these, like, pebbles and where they land and these little bones and stuff.
I think she'll put down her sword and maybe go over and kind of see what he's looking at.
Okay. It's just rolling these things over and over again, and to you, it's just kind of like some bones that just land in a circle, and a couple little pebbles, and looks like little river rocks. Some of the rocks look like they have something like scratched into them on either side, very crudely. You see one roll, a couple of them fall out of the circle, and the Struthai kind of just like reaches down and grabs those two and looks at them, and then grabs the rest and starts like rolling them again.
Is this a game?
The Struthai looks up at you quickly. Very quizzical look, like squinted eyes looking you over.
I point at the things in his hand.
Opens
Game?
them, kind of takes them back from you like this as you're looking at them.
No, I don't want them.
Then shakes them again and rolls. And Kishra kind of walks up to you. Omen bad. Struthai seer. Points to the older Struthai.
Are all of them omens? They're all bad? He's done it many times.
Bad omen in bones. Started when you arrived.
I promise we'll be gone by morning.
Protection for protection.
I will protect you tonight, yes.
Bows to you.
Tell the elder the omen will leave tomorrow morning.
Yes.
And I'll head back to the fire.
Okay. You head back to the fire. And it's not all the way dark yet, but it's getting there. Like, we're in like the deepest part of sunset that you can you know right before you get those discoloring of sky. Rayla, as you're kind of sitting on the ground, well, you wouldn't be sitting on the ground, right? You would probably be sitting in just describe where you're making your healing potion so I can describe this correctly.
She would just because like I feel like at most if she can find like a little hide that's like on the ground, like she would probably like sit on that, and like if there's like maybe like a little flat-ish stone or even just like a clear area of dirt, she'd be working there.
Okay.
Because this is one of the few things that she is willing to get her hands dirty for, is doing this, because this was one of like the activities that she was allowed to do.
Okay.
Was like making like potions and things. So she like doesn't mind like getting her hands dirty like with all of the herbs. So she's like she humbles herself for this.
Okay, excellent.
Yes.
And as you're doing that, you notice that you feel this slight vibration in the ground, and you see that several small rocks around you begin to kind of shake and move. There's a low sound that sounds much like roaring thunder begins to rumble in the distance. You hear panicked calls start to come out from the Struthai, as many of them begin to sprint past you, some of them grabbing materials and carrying them with you. They're all kind of sprinting in the same direction as they're headed kind of north in the ravine. In the distance, you can start to see a large cloud of dust that's lifting into the sky. Its source is a massive stampede of horned creatures that are barreling your way. What do you do?
You said the Lion King earlier. We should have seen this coming.
Really should
Foreshadowing.
Oh my gosh.
Closing the herbalism kit.
That goes for all of you. You don't have much time. What would you like to do?
I grab my maul and I am going to pick up my, like, as I'm running past, I will, ask if anybody wants a ride. I'm just gonna start running.
Grab the helm, please.
This is heading towards the camp,
Okay.
too?
It's
I'm
heading
running towards wherever
yeah,
the people are running
like
to.
in the direct path of it.
yeah, where you guys are all like it's
I
coming
wanna
down the
grab
through the bottom of the ravine, just like the Lion King.
Yeah.
I want to grab
will-
as many things as I can and just try and get it out of the way.
Some of the Struthai's belongings, or just what?
Our belongings
Your
from
belongings?
the ship.
Okay.
I'm trying to salvage what we have from the ship.
Okay. Are you trying to kind of like toss it on ledges like up above, or just kind of grab it and
get
carry it?
Out of the way.
Okay.
And carry what I can, whatever I can do.
Okay.
Are there? Are all the Struthai like getting themselves out? Like no one's like leaving a fucking kid crying in the streets here. Like
I was just about to
yeah.
ask if there's like kids, because
There-
I'm scooping kids if that's the case.
You can scoop some kids. It looks like most of them are trying to scoop whoever they can up as they can, but these guys are fast. It looks like that when they start sprinting, they are booking it. You guys have a feeling like they could probably outrun this, but you're not sure if you could.
cool. Okay, as long as like they're taking care of each other.
Now,
Yeah.
And also, when you say they're coming down the ravine, so could we go back up the thing that we came down and be fine?
You
Or-
could. You have to get there quickly.
Okay, I'm gonna head for there.
You head for there? Okay, you
gonna
guys see
try- 'cause,
Zalath
like,
is
I
just
don't
heading
think
towards
we're
that
gonna-
direction.
We need to get height. I don't think we're gonna outrun this. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
grab the helm and I'm gonna try and
Yeah, I'll follow
climb up
Okay.
where we came down
Where's-
at.
Where's Cecil?
So, are there cracks in the wall? That if I wasn't wearing my clothes, I could like pull them into the cracks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn into a plasmoid ball. I can fit into a 1-inch crack. but I'm gonna pull all of my belongings into like bigger cracks so they're like out of the way.
Okay. You're just gonna tuck yourself into one of the
I'm
cracks and
gonna
all.
tuck in. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Really, let's make sure everybody else like is getting out of the way before she goes and does something in case she needs to help somebody. So Zalath is running up.
Yeah, and once I get up
Captain
top,
is grabbing stuff and running up.
Mm.
Yeah,
will
I'm
also
taking
help
stuff and
lift
following
people
Zalath.
up,
Wherever
or-
Zalath is going, because he said, let's go up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a great idea.
the way we came down is basically where I'm going back up. So,
Okay.
and of course, once I get onto like a stable footing, I'll hold my hand out if I need to pull someone up or
Okay.
help in any way I can. So,
Yeah.
What is Cleo doing?
Yeah, what's Cleo doing?
I'm checking to make sure. I'm doing a check to make sure all the small people are taken care of. I think Cleo's focus is on getting people out of here.
You do see
more
that
than
there is one younger Shruthai that looks like is looking desperately around and is in direct path of the
Yeah.
stampede.
Just backpack it and run.
Okay. Go ahead. I want you're going to make an acrobatics check for me as you guys are you're running up. You're going to grab this Shruthai and start kind of running out there. Zalath, I would like you to make a either strength check or athletics check as you're kind of hauling all this crap up with you as quickly as you can. Okay.
yeah. 11 for me.
11 for you. Okay.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, you scoop up this younger Shruthai. Where are you going with them as you scoop them up? Are you just kind of...
Towards Zalath,
Towards Zalath.
specifically towards Zalath's hand up.
And Zarin, you're following Zalath. Zalath, holding all this stuff, hand slips as he's trying to climb up one of these things, and he starts to draw backwards.
I try to grab him.
Okay, do a strength
I do have a
check.
climb speed. I don't know if that helps.
Well, this is just saving him from falling.
very heavy.
He is a big, massive Goliath.
I'm also really strong. Is it athletics?
I would say this is just strength. So just add your strength bonus.
Oh, okay. So then that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Zalath, you feel a hand on your back as you start to just fall back. And you stop. And then you feel a little push as you're pushed back up to where you slipped off the wall.
Thank you.
I got you.
I will set down the helm of the ship,
I'll
and
help him.
I'll reach down and try and help Cleo up.
John, you grab Cleo. You kind of start to pull Cleo up. Cecil seems to have disappeared and has kind of tucked himself into a crevice. Cecil, as you're seeing, you're at the point now where you're starting to see some of these creatures just start zing by. They look kind of like cattle with these weird mangled kind of horns. They have covered with some kind of like ratty type brown fur and are just charging through. And it looks like they're not like, looks like they're all just like panicking and moving with a whole herd. And out of the crack, you can see that there's these, every once in a while, you'll see this like small bipedal reptilian looking creature that has some feathers that are sticking off of it of different colors. And they look like they have really sharp fangs and teeth, and it looks like they're trying to like nip at the heels of these things.
Okay. I'm just gonna stay where I am perfectly still. All
Okay.
my stuff is good. I'm just gonna stay here.
Once I'm solidly up, I'm gonna start pinging these guys.
Okay. Rayla, what are you doing?
So once everybody's like getting up there, I'm gonna use Starlight Step if I can spot like a little ledge up like the side of the ravine.
Yeah.
That's like within 30 feet. I will Starlight Step up there.
Okay, you starlight step up. With a flash of starlight, you're able to get up on one of the ledges of the ravine. Zarin, as you are getting ready to kind of keep on moving along the ledge here, it's almost as if what's remaining of the sunlight gets silhouetted in darkness for a moment, and a large shadow is cast from overhead of you. You look skyward, and you see a large floating spelljamming vessel descending on your location. A rope ladder is tossed from its side with a small figure upon the end of it. As it swings down toward you, you see a small purple kobold with an outstretched hand and a high-pitched voice say to you, "Need a lift?"
Yeah.
And you reach out,
Yeah.
and as your
I need a ship.
and as your hand clasps into the small purple kobold, that's where we're going to end our first episode of Spelljammer Lost Divinity.